Okay, so not everyone in a crypto savvy audience, so that's a big problem, but okay. So I guess we can start with some intros. Maybe we can start with you, Munil.
Sure. So I've been building and growing consumer applications and crypto and Web3 for good 5.5, 6 years now. For the last 5 years, I was leading growth and partnerships for CoinDCX, which is the India's largest exchange. And today I am focusing on abstracting Web3 and making it simple both for the end users and the developers who are trying to build Web3 applications. And I'm leading ecosystem at Octo. We solve a lot of problems in different products, which we'll chat more about.
Amazing.
Hey everyone, my name is Eunice. I'm part of the Revolut crypto team and I lead a lot of our strategic partnerships in the Web3 space. Great to be here.
Hello, my name is Sol. I am part of the DevRel team at Chainlink Labs. So I teach developers how to use all the Chainlink services, how to create your first smart contract. I used to go to events around the world to do workshops, and it's my pleasure to be here.
Amazing. Amazing panelist. And quickly about myself, I'm Osman, and I am working at Polygon Labs' enablement team. We basically work with top developers and we make their building journey a success on Polygon protocols. We have 20 minutes. We're going to have 4 or 5 questions and hopefully get some questions from the audience at the end. And we'll start from like very basic and then go a little bit deeper. So first question is, you know, each one of you guys represent a company that's trying to bring crypto to everyday people's lives and have an impact. What is the specific problem that your users have that you think can be solved with crypto? We can start with you maybe.
Connect crypto with the real world. I think this is the big problem, and I think this is what Chainlink does all the time because we have a lot of services to do that. We know that we have the blockchains, and we have a lot of things that are not in a blockchain. How can I connect this? How can I really use the blockchain in my real world, in my day by day? And this is Chainlink, even if you are calling an API from our Web2 site or getting some code in a decentralized way or generating random numbers. All of this we can do and connect the users with the world.
Cool. Maybe I'll start with a little bit about Revolut for those of you who maybe haven't heard of us before. We are an international fintech and a licensed European bank serving over 50 million customers worldwide now. And crypto is a very fundamental part of our offering. So most of our retail app users will have the option to invest in crypto within the retail app that they use to bank with us every day. What this means is we are targeting a segment of users that are mostly Web2 focused. And that means the fundamental problem that we face is the intimidating nature of crypto that many of our users feel when they start to get to know crypto, get to use crypto. And to solve this, we really try to make the UX as seamless as possible and as familiar to them as possible. But I can share more about that in my later responses.
Superb. You know, I think what we believe at Octo is that Web3 doesn't need to be the complex, Web3 doesn't need to be how complex it is today. And if not at par, it definitely needs to be better or equivalent to Web2 experiences. That's one. And I think second, we also believe, you know, very similar to the iPhone moment of Web2, right? When you brought all the applications of Web2 on iPhone, you know, it just went into a hockey stick growth. Right? I think that's what we are trying to do with the products that we are building at Octo. We have Octo Wallet, you know, built with a chain abstraction framework at its heart. It's almost like a blockchain ecosystem where, because we work with multiple partners at the backend, including multiple ecosystems, including multiple DEXs and DEX aggregators, multiple solvers and bridges, etc. And on our Octo wallet, right, if you have to, you can do like any to any swap on from any chain to any chain with just one single click Web2-like experience. So if you have to buy, let's say, a Nakamoto on Polygon today with USDC on Solana, another ecosystem, it happens in one single click, right? So we make it completely chainless, completely gasless, and completely walletless, right? So we unify liquidity across ecosystems, and then we enable like one single click transactions. And we realized that this is a big problem to solve when we were ourselves building the wallet. And now we have also launched a developer kit, which end developers can use in native Web2 languages to enable these seamless on-chain onboarding to wallets and also build decentralized applications depending on the use case.
Okay. Each company has a different approach and somewhat different problem that you guys are solving. I guess we can talk a little bit about solutioning. You're approaching different problems, and obviously they require different solutions. So like, what is something that each of your companies are building today to bring crypto to everyday people's lives? And maybe give also, this is a little bit more of a curveball, but talk about something that each of your companies may have worked on for this purpose that wasn't successful.
Let's talk about some real use case. One of that, imagine that some company has a representation of USD in a blockchain. So how can you prove that they really have USD in a bank account, for example? This is one of the services that Chainlink has. This is the proof of reserve. So we can check any bank account or any external resources that are not in the blockchain to prove the resources that you minted, you have on blockchain. And you can do this inside the smart contracts. It means that the decentralized applications that we have on blockchain can take care of this, and even if they have a problem outside, you can stop your application. This can be one use case, like easy to talk now. Another in the same way, think about Bitcoin. And imagine that we have representations of Bitcoin in other blockchains. How can you prove that company has the Bitcoin that they are issuing in other blockchain? Same way, we can use proof of reserve to do that. This is one example. I can talk about other leads. Let's
That's super cool though. Like, I can totally see a regular user asking, okay, like, how do I know there's a dollar behind this thing? So
exactly, you can prove.
Good example.
Yeah. So for Revolut, our mission has always been to simplify all things money. And I think this mission resonates even stronger for our crypto users. So one real-world use case that we're very proud to launch just now, actually, is our brand new crypto cards, which are live in the UK now, but hopefully coming soon to more markets. With our crypto cards, users basically can pay with crypto anywhere, online, in person, just the same way they do with any fiat transaction. Either with our debit cards or on other credit cards, it's exactly the same way to pay. So that really is a significant step forward in our product portfolio, because we're enabling Web2 native users to slowly edge into the Web3 space while maintaining the same UX that they're already familiar with. So that's really how we're trying to move Web3 into our users' day-to-day practices.
So that's like getting a user who receives USDC from somewhere and enabling them to use it like in a regular transaction.
Exactly. You go to a Tesco or Trader Joe's, you decide you want to pay with USDC instead of GBP for once, you can do that.
Super cool.
Yeah, I think our goal is to make Web3 applications look like a Revolut or a CoinDCX, right? I mean, when we interact with Web2 applications today, there is nothing about HTTPS, for example, when you're interacting with a website, right? I think a lot of components of Web3 today, be it balance on which chain, payment of gas, etc., are, very closer to the user. And I think we need to abstract all of that and sort of, take it away from the user and surface the core end user application to the user. And that's what, we started with while building the Octo wallet, but we realized it's a big problem to solve. And hence we sort of launched this developer kit, right? Today, where there are two components to it. Component one is how do you onboard users on-chain seamlessly, right? So how can you onboard them in a Web2-like way? So we created experience where, now you can create wallets with the help of Google sign-ons, with your Gmail OTPs, with your phone OTPs, right? So you onboard your Web2 user in a Web2-like way on-chain, right? That's part one. And then part two is in this universe of so many ecosystems, so many DEXs, so many bridging infrastructure, right? How do you build mobile native experiences which completely abstract out all of these complexities? So we almost have like, a dApp as a service where you can pick up any of the experiences that you want to build for the end user, right? So let's suppose you want to build a global remittance app. You can pick up our swap and bridge infrastructure and code it in a Web2-like way and build an end user application very similar to, like a Web2 app. So you onboard seamlessly and then you also provide seamless Web3 experiences which almost feel like Web2 and takes all the Web3 complexities away from it.
Let's double click into the products you guys are building a little bit. I think like regular product development, you speak with users and you identify, their needs and you build something and you measure to see if that's successful. So from that perspective, are you guys like, in terms of understanding how much you're penetrating non-crypto savvy users, regular users, everyday users, are there any, quantitative metrics or, facts that you're tracking based on the products you're building? And have you, has the tracking of that led to any opportunity? Like you pivoted to something else, or you said, okay, maybe this is not the right approach to achieving real world usability? Does anyone want to start?
So if I understand the question correctly, you're trying to understand what are, let's say, a few product or let's say user metrics that we measure, that we observe to,
exactly.
to understand.
And are there anything that actionable that comes from that?
Got it. So, I think, when we think about building end experiences, and of course, on the wallet front, we have been a little bit more focused on building DeFi experiences, and we think of like our funnels in a very Web2-like way, right? So, how many users who installed your application? How many of them converted and did at least first DeFi transaction on the product, right? So, what's that conversion like? What's the time to value, right? So, if can we take the time to value from, let's say, install to a first swap on a DeFi app, similar to like, onboarding on Coin-D6 or on any centralized exchange, right? So, I mean, it's not rocket science for us. Like the way we think about it is that Web3 funnels, Web3 time to value has to exactly, look like Web2, if not, better. I think that's part one of it. And that's how I think we have built the developer kit as well, right? Like, I mean, you can enable those experiences which do not even feel like Web3, but you are actually, experiencing the value of Web3 in a very native Web3 way, native Web2 way.
Yeah, that's when I think about wallets, it's like there are some users that import their wallet and some that create their wallet with their emails, and I think that shows how like the latter shows how much non-crypto users. It could be an indicator of how much penetration you have outside of non-crypto. Any ideas on any metrics that you guys are tracking at Revolut for the same purpose?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe building a little bit on what Minal shared, the conversion that we track is mostly from our entire customer base who use our banking services. We measure the conversion from those users to active crypto users. So to access crypto services on Revolut, you do need to pass KYC. So we track actively which products that we launch specifically under our engagement pillar attract the most crypto conversions. So one very successful product here is our Learn and Earn program, which basically is an educational campaign where we partner with protocols. Users complete a quiz and then they get the protocol's native token as a reward. So we've launched tens of those campaigns before. We track for each of those campaigns how have users responded to the content in there. Is that overly technical? Is this too simplified? Do people actually learn things, and do they actually go on to do more Learn and Earn courses and then make their first crypto trade? So the engagement pillar for us is extremely helpful to help capture Web2 users and also make them slowly more deep into the Web3 rabbit hole, as I call it.
Interesting. Yeah, think about Chainlink Labs because we are an infrastructure company, so we are not deal with the users directly. We have a transporter to cross-chain tokens, but think about the other services, no. So we are interacting with decentralized applications, and they have the end users. But we can talk, one of our metrics is exactly this, how they use our services, and we have this metric by service, by network, by blockchain. Another one is how many billions of dollars we have are secured now using Chainlink. So we are checking the applications that use Chainlink Labs, and especially in the financial part, and see how is this using Chainlink, and how Chainlink is important to them related to the amount of dollars that they have. So these are different metrics, one related to the service itself, another related to the users, and both are good.
TVS is one metric that you guys were pioneering back in the day. So it's a good example
Exactly,
of
yeah.
understanding, like, okay, what are we doing with the real world? I guess, like, last question. If you had to choose one barrier to usability that our industry as a whole is experiencing right now, what would it be, and how could you tackle it? I can give mine, or I can wait for mine at the end. What do you guys want to do? Should we go ahead?
I'm happy to start. Yeah, I've been thinking about this during the conference, actually. And the key barrier, I think, that protocols, institutions need to really tackle is learning to speak the language of the end user. There's a lot of buzzwords, there's a lot of really cool tech, but ultimately what consumers care about is the result that we can bring. So whether it be you can send money cheaper, you can get high returns on investments, you can interact with each other without having to wait for a bank on a weekend. So these are words that people understand. Composability, validity, gas, interoperability. It's the tech that goes behind it. It's great, but I think we really have to focus the key messages on why people want to use crypto in the first place. And then once they're interested and we get them into this rabbit hole, we explain the tech that goes under it.
So you're saying we need to prevent devs from talking to users?
I am a dev here.
Good, I'm with you on that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I might be repeating yourself a little bit, but I do believe that, when we use Web2 applications, we do not understand how internet works. And I think that is how Web3 applications are to be designed as well. We need to completely abstract out, chains, wallets, gas, liquidity, all of that, and just, let the end user consume the core value that the application provides. So you abstract out those complexities for user, you abstract out also for developers, right? I feel that that's not the user problem, right? If you think about crypto users, we have a few 100 million plus crypto users, and these are crypto users who have bought crypto, interacted with crypto. But in DeFi, we only have like 50 million users, right? So your crypto natives are not using DeFi today. Forget about the mass internet users. So I think we need to solve for enabling, easier application being built on Web3, and just focusing on, taking the end value to the consumer and completely abstract out and simplify Web3, and potentially also bring it to mobile. I think the next phase of growth in DeFi, in Web3 will happen with mobile-first applications, very similar to how, 2017-18 onwards, the centralized exchanges have also completely grown mobile-first.
I think one of the key points is the identity. So, okay, you are onboarding users using an email. Who is the owner of the email? Is you or the company behind your email? And if you came into the Web3 space and have your own wallet, and I think the wallet is the key on this point, like when the user can have a wallet in a way that they can understand that your identity can be that wallet, and you can log in any decentralized application, use your wallet and prove your identity on this way and not using an email or another way, this can make a difference as well. So for me, to bring this awareness for the user related to his identity and how he can control your own identity, it's an important point to think about it.
Yeah, totally. So identity, terminology, abstraction. Mine is like more specific, like similar to yours, Munil. Like gas fees are very interesting to me still. Like it's like when you imagine if when you liked a picture on Instagram, you paid the server costs, you know, so similar to that. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. Last words on anything specific you want to mention, any shilling, anything like that, you have the free reins.
No, I think as part of our collaboration with AgLayer and Polygon ecosystem, we have also launched Ag Octo OG NFT on our wallet to try our wallet and get that NFT today. You will have a lot of benefits for both the ecosystems moving forward. And second, I think with our developer kit, we have already enabled 7 million plus wallets. So if you are a Web3 builder, Web3 developer looking forward to build Web3 applications, we would love to chat on how we can simplify your life. Amazing.
Yeah, I'd like to talk a bit more about how Chainlink can help, and especially related to how we can connect with everything that's outside the blockchain. Because I think this is the key. We have the blockchains, we have all of these networks, and they are like islands. So how can we be connected? How can we really use that? Imagine that you can have sensors, IoT, and you'd like to get that information and bring it to the blockchain. So we need, for example, exactly calling functions that are Chainlink service that interact with this kind of APIs or any external API. And I think this is one of the key points to have a way to bring the real world data to the blockchain.
Amazing. I'd like to end with a very exciting announcement from us, which is something our users have asked for a long time, multi-chain remittances, with Polygon being our flagship partner. This means that in the very near future, users will be able to send tokens, receive tokens, pay anyone on the Polygon blockchain just within a few clicks on the Revolut app. So do stay tuned for more updates on us for this.
Super cool. Amazing. Congrats on that. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's continue pushing on actual use cases. And we'll see you guys in the next Ag Summit.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all very, very much. Amazing, amazing. I learned a lot about real-world usability during that. Now I'll go to my handy-dandy notebook and see exactly what this is called next. Oh, okay, this is actually a really good one, y'all. This is Poll Rush. So Poll Rush is something that happened the other day. It was a group of 10 startup teams that were competing in a pitch competition all day here at Ag Summit. The top 3 teams were already named, and they got their awards, and one of the pieces of their award was to be able to come on stage today and each give a 5-minute pitch. So without further ado, I'm going to be getting the first team up here, and it literally crashed. Haha. Oh, the first team coming up here is going to be Epoch. Come on down.
Hi everyone. So we are Epoch Protocol and we are an intent solver coordination layer. So what does it mean? We have been an investment by Longish X and Safe, and we were also part of Consensus Fellowship Program. So just consider a scenario where a normal Web3 users or normal users comes to Web3. I'm just taking a really recent example of Polymarket. Let's say someone has some money in some other chain, layer 2, layer 3, whatever, it doesn't matter, and they wanted to put some money, ape into Polymarket, put some money into prediction market, but they didn't know how to get to Polymarket. Like, they have some tokens, now they need to know what bridge to use to bridge it to Polygon, what swap they need to use to swap it to USD or other tokens, then they need to deposit it to Polymarket, and then they can do all these things. While doing all these things, they can still get drained, they can interact with faulty bridges, malicious swaps, anything can happen. So this thing is a bit broken, a little less. So we can solve this. It's just an example, right? So there are a few problems that we have identified. First thing is that even Polygon is trying to also fix with the fragmentation of assets in chain. There are too many dApps, too many protocols, too many chains, too many fragmentation of user funds. Now, it takes too much time for dApps as well to integrate with many different chains to support all their users and everything. Now, and the third thing is the problem of token liquidity. When we talk about the swaps and the bridging, so a particular token pair can have different liquidity on a chain on chain A and other on chain B. So user can always find better rates on other chains if they look enough for it. And everything needs to be in a single click experience for the users. They need to be able to single click onboard to any dApp, not to do any bridge swaps. It should all be a steps in between. So yeah, how are we gonna solve this? With intents. So what are intents? Intents is the new way to provide inputs in a declarative format, where instead of focusing on the whole journey, like I want to do swap, I want to do bridge, user or dApp can just tell us what's the output that they want. Like I want to put money into Polymarket, that's it. Or maybe I want token A on chain B. So yeah, that's where Epoch Protocol comes in. User or dApp just need to come to Epoch Protocol. Just tell us what they want to do. Like I want to do one click into Polymarket, like ape into Polymarket, or I want to earn yield. I want to use AI agents. They just need to come to tell us, and then we do all the things. And user is happy. They can go touch some grass, play football, soccer, whatever they like. And then this is a small user flow diagram. I'll not go deep into that, but we have a really good interface as well. We can explain that much better. And then, what are we cooking to build all this thing? What are we building to solve all this thing? So we are building a intent solver deconstructor, which takes the generic intent from the user. It can be anything. We broke it down into smaller sub-intent, and we work with multiple solvers out there using a solver collaboration to work with them and provide a better path for the user. And then we are also creating composable and a framework for composable solvers. So solvers can be made for any dApps, any chain, it doesn't matter. How we are working closely with Polygon. So we are we're gonna help Polygon onboard more users extremely easily using our solver. So it won't matter where the user is coming from. They can always come and onboard to Polygon in a single click and start using any dApp. Smooth interoperability for all the CDK chains and all the Polygon POS application, Aggregation, everything. And then we are also going to provide more discoverability for dApps on Polygon so that every dApp can onboard users from any other chain in a single click. This is a really small, okay, something is broken, but yeah, this is a roadmap, like what we are working on right now. So we are currently closing down onto the SIO solver as we speak, and Epoch node is also in closed beta, so we can already query and find the best transaction for swaps and bridges, and audits and everything is going to come, and we are going to be public mainnet release by the end of this year. And one big magical partnership is also on the way. It should be live by the end of this month. That's us. My time is up, so feel free to connect with me on Telegram or follow our Twitter profile. And yeah, that's Epoch Protocol for you guys.
All right, give him a hand. All right, so that was the third place from yesterday. That was the first place? Oh, congratulations. I'm sorry I took away that for you. First place. And next up we have Verida. Verida? Yeah, go on ahead. Yeah, come on up. I'm just butchering the name. How's it pronounced?
Verita.
Verita, everyone. Give them a hand.
Well, just firstly, I'd like to thank Polygon and the whole Pol Rush team for organising this. They've done a fantastic job to give everyone this opportunity. So congratulations to the team. So I'm Chris. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Verita. Put your hand up if you've used ChatGPT or Claude or one of those AI platforms. Okay, awesome. So the problem we're solving is that stuff's great, but all of that stuff's going to need access to our private information if we're going to have AI agents in the future that know everything about us and can do things for us. So we're effectively like the Zapier, but for AI agent builders. So in the future, we see everyone having multiple AI agents that work on their behalf, whether that's to improve their health, personal shopping assistance, career guidance, etc. So let's have a closer look at the anatomy of an AI agent. What is this going to look like in the future if you look at the underlying technology? So at the moment, we have a lot of emphasis on the brain of the agent, the large language models, the fine-tuning that's occurring, strategies like RAG. But an AI agent is going to need more than just that. It's going to need access to all of our data, all of our emails, our health information, our private messages, our financial history. And more than that, we want our agents to do things on our behalf, order food or send messages on our behalf, order groceries, book flights, organize travel. And so to do this, we need to make sure that the agents have access to our data, and they also need to be able to perform actions on our behalf. And the third piece that's super important is we need this to be privacy preserving. We don't want the big tech companies to have ownership of all this data and control of all of this. We want to do this in a way that's decentralized and self-sovereign to the individual, where our keys control our data, our actions, and our agents. At the moment, the focus is on getting public data for large language models. That's pretty easy and cheap to get access to. But our agents in the future will need access to all of our private data, and that's hard and expensive, and that's a problem that we're solving. So Verita effectively enables one-click AI infrastructure. So if you're building an AI agent, maybe a data DAO, effectively you can have a Connect with Verita button in your app, much like Connect with Google or sign in with Facebook. However, in this case, what you're doing is you're connecting to the Verita platform, and the user can then go and connect all of their data sources. So we're starting with some of the major ones: Google, Telegram, things like Spotify, Netflix, Notion, Slack. But our long-term vision is to basically connect every API in the world and issue grants to builders to help us build out this large vampire attack almost on Web 2 data platforms. This exists today. It's in private alpha, so here's some screenshots. The interface for users to connect their data. We've actually built a prototype of an example AI chatbot, a bit like ChatGPT, but it can access your private data, such as your emails, your Telegram, through a large language model that's connected via RAG. So you can do things like summarize a meeting that's coming up, create a meeting agenda, and it'll look at my emails, it'll look at my Telegram messages and draft something. So this is a really interesting sort of starting point, but ultimately our objective is to connect AI builders to user data. So we're enabling people to create digital twins, to create preventative healthcare solutions based on people's actual healthcare records and information, so a real personalized health experience there. There's lots of avenues here with marketing to be able to profile an individual and with consent do targeted advertising. Basically every industry can be disrupted with AI agents in the future, and we are unlocking the hyper-personalization, the data for those builders. Under the hood and the technology, we are effectively a decentralized database storage infrastructure protocol, a DPIN. We've actually been building this out for the last 3.5 years, and we are using Polygon blockchain for our decentralized identities and for coordinating our network of database storage nodes. We've recently expanded the network to also include self-sovereign compute, and so our long-term vision here is to have micropayments running across the Polygon network that facilitate API calls and creating a data economy that is tokenized, self-sovereign and owned by the user. We've got a range of partners. We've got a community of about 100,000 members, 30,000 mainnet accounts. We've raised $5 million to date, and we've just recently listed our token. So if you're interested in this space, if you're a builder, if you're interested in AI, DMs are open. Feel free to reach out, and we'd love to talk to you. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we've seen two. We're at the final one. Are we ready? Welcome up on stage, ZKBTC. ZKBTC. Wow, this one got a big one. You have so many fans. I think it's the mustache.
Yeah. I must ask you a question. Anyways, how you doing, everybody? My name is Richard Stanglin. I run business development for Lunar Digital Assets, and I also lead a lot of the business development for ZKBTC. So before I get into ZKBTC, I feel it's important to understand who Lunar Digital Assets is. Because we are incubating ZKBTC. So LDA is a venture studio that actually incubated Polygon initially. And we also incubated QuickSwap, Dogechain, Persistence, and quite a few other top-tier projects as well. So what we're doing with ZKBTC is essentially expanding on the vision of the aggregation layer. So we are going to go ahead and spearhead with the Polygon CDK technology of the unified liquidity and basically tapping into Bitcoin in itself. So being a CDK chain, ZKBTC is going to launch as a full side chain or an L2, but essentially it is a part of the aggregation layer, which is exactly what separates us from any other Bitcoin layer 2. How do I change the slide? Oh, the green one. Sorry, guys. All right. So LDA, we incubated Polygon. We incubated QuickSwap. We are also the host of the Aggregated, which is one of the largest X spaces in the world. It's quite famous, ranked number 2 or 3 in the space behind Mario and the Fall. So interconnecting ecosystems of Bitcoin, Ethereum, we're essentially combining Bitcoin with Ethereum through the aggregation layer, unifying the liquidity between the two through the CDKs. So we'll be able to essentially do atomic swaps protected through pessimistic proofs here. So Bitcoin, obviously we know that Bitcoin is fairly massive in the market. We've got a lot of BRC20s, we've got runes, ordinals, and a lot of this has a lot of restricted functionality within that. But not only does it have restricted functionality, it actually doesn't necessarily have too much DeFi as well. So having BRC20s, ordinals, and runes coming into the Polygon ecosystem through the aggregation layer, it's actually going to bring in additional liquidity. So if you actually look at the chain comparisons of what is actually happening on chains, Ethereum is way at the top, Bitcoin is way down at the bottom. Obviously, you can see the difference in numbers. And this is exactly what the aggregation layer is trying to solve, is actually unifying this liquidity. So Bitcoin ecosystem, the ZKBTC ecosystem consists of ordinals, BRC20s, Bitcoin, and runes as well. So you'll be able to bridge in those different assets. But the ZKBTC ecosystem isn't necessarily restricted to just Bitcoin assets. ZKBTC will have its own native assets for the chain. So we'll have ordinals, BRC20s, runes, but we'll also have DeFi, GameFi, tooling, SocialFi. So it'll be a general, overall broad ecosystem that is still a part of the ag layer, but is still self-sovereign. So we actually chose Polygon ZK EVM because of its scalability, and it's actually the greatest technology that's been developed for ZK. So our end goal, and what I like people to understand, is not only will we be launching, as a complete EVM chain, but we're also going to be deploying various research teams to actually be able to roll up from Bitcoin. That way we can settle from Bitcoin and combine it with the chain as well. And we'll be actually working with various teams that are already working in the Bitcoin ecosystem to essentially create what we call a Voltron, this alliance of different people working to basically get quicker to the ZK rollup. So we're working with some of the biggest infrastructures. We got Gateway FM. If you guys were here yesterday, Vasil was speaking. OKX, Thorchain. And this is our ZKBTC roadmap. We have not launched our testnet. We're still pre-testnet, and we already have 70 different committed projects coming to the chain, and this is before we've even done any kind of market. So the reason why I say this is just to emphasize how big this is going to be and how we're already prepared to get this thing rocking and rolling. All right, so yeah, that is ZKBTC, Bitcoin and Polygon combined. Thank you guys very much. If you guys are looking to find us, you can find us at ZKBTC Chain, ZKBTC Chain on Telegram, and also zkbtc.com. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in Poll Rush. We're now going to have a 15-minute break, but please come back afterwards because we're going to have the ag games, we're going to have the spicy fireside, we're going to have the DA panel. It's all going to be amazing. See you all in 15.
Hello, world. Hello, Aggregation Summit attendees. I hope you guys had a chance to take a little break. We are back. Very excited. One of my dearest friends, Jack Vaca, is going to be narrating the next panel covering DA. So why don't we have you guys come on up and kick off the show. She's quite entertaining, and I'm very excited for the other panelists as well. So welcome.
Hello, 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 hello. Hey, Egg Summit, how are we doing today? Is everyone having a great time? Did everyone have delicious lunch? I am super excited to talk about data availability. I hope you're excited to hear about it. We have the most incredible panelists. I'm going to introduce everyone so we can hop right into the talk, starting very much with the lady at the very end. That is Alicia Huggins, representing Espresso Systems. Yes. Give it up for Alicia. Come on, guys. Woo! So, a little bit more about her. At Espresso Systems, Alicia focuses on developing composable blockchain infrastructure, including their innovative 3-layer DA solution, Tiramisu, which is fully integrated with our Hotshot consensus protocol. If you don't know, you should know. She brings a wealth of knowledge from her previous roles at blockchain data engineer and team lead at Elliptic and big data engineer at Virgin Media. She has a passion for education, evident in her background as a lecturer at the University of West Indies, where she taught distributed computer systems, co-lectured cloud computing systems, and introduced big data concepts to the curriculum. So let's give it up for Alicia one more time. And my former colleague here, Anurag Arjun, now representing Avail. Woo! Look at that! Yes, we got some Avail fans. Co-founder and former chief product officer at Polygon, where he played a pivotal role in growing the project from 26 million market cap in 2019 to over 14 billion in 2021. Okay. With a background in computer engineering and product management, founded Avail in 2020, which became an independent project in 2023, focusing on advancing blockchain infrastructure through its modular architecture. And of course, Ag Layer Summit, all about the modular architecture. Finally, last but not least, we've got Teddy Knox from Eigen Labs. Give it up for Teddy. Heck yes, we all love Eigen. Teddy is a leading product for Eigen DA at Eigen Labs, and he's bringing an extensive experience from roles at Stakefish and Duality in the Cosmos ecosystem. He's also a key figure behind Eigen DA, the first actively validated service operating on EigenLayer, designed to enhance data availability and scalability for ETH L2s and 3s. He transitioned from Web 2 into the crypto sector, driven by blockchain technology's potential to empower individuals and improve global quality of life. Wow, we've got a panel. All right, let's go. Yeah, that's right. We got some fans here. Woo! Okay, so I originally wrote these questions, and I sent them to Hudson, and he was like, these are too nice. These are too kind. Give these guys a run for their money on stage. So, guys, critics of the modular thesis argue that DA projects are just solutions looking for a problem. What real-world issues are you solving that couldn't be addressed with traditional infra? And how do you envision this component evolving? I think let's start with Teddy on this one.
Check, check, check. Okay. So I think traditional infra is probably referring to like L1
like a
DA.
monolithic situation, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the default DA provider is Ethereum in the Ethereum ecosystem. And Ethereum just doesn't have that much throughput at the moment. It's scaling up slowly, so there's talks to increase the number of blobs within Ethereum DA from target 3 to target 4, and so on. That reaches a limit at some point, and then they're going to have to switch over to Pure DAS, which is this big project to move from a situation where every single validator has to receive every single byte of data that's being written to DEA to a situation where you actually have a little bit of sampling going on. But every one of these stages of hops, so from proto-dank sharding to pure DAS, and then from pure DAS eventually to full dank sharding, is this really, really large engineering effort. And it scales you incrementally each time. So the question is that scaling curve, the curve of supply of DA, going to follow the same growth pattern as the adoption curve of the Ethereum rollup ecosystem? And the contention of alt-DA, I would try and speak for everyone here, maybe you guys might disagree, but the contention of alt-DA is that it probably won't. That when the moment of viral adoption comes for any given application, it's huge, and it happens overnight. I mean, just look at Polymarket. You have suddenly everybody in the country looking at it and using it. So maybe it won't be enough to have the EF build these giant projects that get us from on the order of, the current target throughput is 31 kilobytes per second. Getting us from there to on the order of hundreds of kilobytes per second to eventually on the order of single-digit megabytes per second, this may not be fast enough. And so I would argue that alt-DA is here so that we can scale Ethereum today, and we don't have to worry about the risk of having some kind of amazing viral growth moment, and then suddenly gas prices spike, and it's all kind of over. We have to wait until the next cycle when people give it another try.
Yeah, you bring up some interesting points there. There is some real use cases. What about for you and Avail? How do you see these real use cases playing out?
I think one mistake that a lot of people make is treating data availability as a standalone sort of a product, really, right? It's really one feature which enables a whole lot of other things. If you look at the difference between integrated monolithic architectures and let's say so that's one side of the spectrum. The other side is the modular one, right? And if you kind of look at a DA only layer, which I would admit at the moment, Avail looks like that, Celestia looks like that, for example, and so on. But really, why we started Avail in the first place was we thought that the blockchain world is moving to a very multi-chain sort of a thing. Because if you kind of zoom out and see, apps, I like to give this apps on the internet analogy. Apps on the internet do not live on one single big supercomputer. They live on separate servers scaled independently based on demand. And I don't think blockchain is going to not follow that. There will be a lot of chains, and each of them have to talk to each other to constitute a whole. Today, the modular system seems very fragmented, but how do we kind of make them a coherent whole? How do we unify them? How do we aggregate them, for example, right? There are really only two things to a blockchain, right? One is what is the order of the transactions, and is the state transition on all of these valid or not? If you have one chain, it's pretty easy because there's these whole validators doing this. If you have 100 chains, and each chain wants to talk to each other, you need to have some mechanism for them to trust each other. Now there can be various mechanisms, but the really simple ways to do this is to do light clients of the ordering, which is the data availability light clients of the execution, which is probably a ZK proof, for example, right? And so really that's really the point of, let's say someone like us spending a lot of time on something like data availability sampling, which is an incredibly hard engineering feat, and combining it with execution proofs and so on. See, I like to say that, I put out a tweet a couple of days ago saying that consumers should have an Apple Pay, tap to pay sort of an experience. But it's really easy to say that, you need great fast app UX, but you also need the fundamental drivers, the infrastructure behind that. And so data availability for me is not just a standalone product. Of course, you need to have scalable DA, data availability sampling, but it all conspires to form part of the whole, which eventually leads to these fast mobile UX experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alicia, I know that Espresso thinks about DA in very different ways. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about the perspective of how Espresso is sort of approaching these real-world use cases.
Yeah, sure. So I agree with you when you say that DA is not a standalone experience. At Espresso, we're focusing on composability, and DA is also part of composability. So definitely we're thinking about how can these chains interoperate. We have all these rollups that are aiming to scale Ethereum, but then they have also problems to solve when they're scaling Ethereum, like where is their data, is it available, and how can we interact with these other blockchains in a way that's seamless for the end user. And I think your original question where you said critics say, like, why are we all of a sudden speaking about DA? I could definitely relate to that. Like, that wasn't really a topic a few years ago. No one was talking about DA, and that's because we all relied on Ethereum's DA. But then we have Aztec, which is a roll-up, and they have high data availability requirements, as well as other roll-ups that, just need more data and need it to be faster, and Ethereum data is not fast enough to be able to keep up with their data requirements. So that's why we have these all DAs that are being created today, so EigenDA and Avail, and then as well, we're seeing that DA is a great aspect for us, for our product, but in general, we are just trying to solve the composability.
Yeah, wonderful. Now that we kind of have these use cases laid out for us, I kind of want to talk about your respective projects. So how do each of your respective projects kind of approach data availability? Each of you kind of have a different approach. And what are the unique benefits of each? I think maybe I'll go back to you, Alicia, because it's kind of a very different approach. So maybe you can talk a little bit more about the tiramisu.
Yeah, sure. So we have a modular approach to the way that we are addressing data availability. So we have two systems. We have Hotshot, which is for consensus, which has to do with the block ordering. And then we have Tiramisu DA, which is definitely layered. So we have one layer, which is the VID layer. And that stands for Verifiable Information Dispersal. And that is done in such a way where the data is broken apart, and we use Erasure coding, to split the data across various nodes so it can be redundant and reliable. And then we also have a data availability committee, and this is responsible for having all of the data. And then we also have the CDN layer, which makes it just really accessible. So when it comes to building with Espresso and integrating the Espresso's DA layer, you have the Hotshot consensus as well, which can verify that this data is correct and accurate and is fault tolerant as well, which is better than when you're working with a centralized sequencer with a rollup, for example. So we combine the two approaches. And another thing I'll add to that is the fact that with Ethereum DA, the validators are also required to execute these transactions, which does make it a bit slower. So by us not handling execution, we're able to have faster speeds so that rollups can now have more performant DA.
Ah, interesting. Wonderful. Well, maybe you can compare a little bit about how that works compared to the EigenDA, Teddy. What is your approach, and what are the user benefits there?
Sure, yeah. So, having done research on the entire DA market, I can say that what DA is doing in general, it's decentralized transient data storage. So you've got a set of operators, and you are typically, it depends on the exact setup, sending chunks of any given blob to specific operators. So you're not, unless it's a DA committee, which is a whole separate, more permissioned setup, you're sharding the data across the operator set. And EigenDA's special sauce is that we realized that we didn't need consensus in order to build a DA layer. And so by building EigenDA as an AVS, it essentially allows us to scale a lot smoother under a single model when compared to a model that requires consensus, where you have essentially a lot of complexity that needs to fit within the heat of consensus. Essentially, the set of seconds between blocks when you're determining what the next set of blobs that are being dispersed are. So yeah, EigenDA takes this approach of just send the data out and deal with settling to Ethereum rather than its own consensus layer.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And for you, Anurag, how are you approaching data availability at Avail, and how is it beneficial to the users in the end?
Yeah, I think when we started, really, this was back in 2020, and the rollup-centric roadmap was just announced, and plans for dank sharding were underway, and we knew that it would take a long time, just because Ethereum just a like a very valuable blockchain, if you want to say, very slow to upgrade, very hard to upgrade really fast. And so we thought like this, there will be hundreds of chains, and we are seeing all of that play out, and you would need data availability sampling really early. And so I think we went ahead and built that. Like, we are the only solution in the market which implemented data availability sampling with validity proofs. And it just took some time because it's a big engineering feat. But really, that was just the tip of the iceberg, right? Like, it's not only like Ethereum's not just data availability sampling. It's also an execution environment. It's also the sum of all rollups on top. And the questions that face us today are, okay, let's say we've solved DA. What do you do about sequencing, for example? How do we do base sequencing, for example? How do we do ultra-fast pre-confirmations? How do we do interop that can be pretty fast? How can it accommodate optimistic rollups and ZK rollups both, for example? And so really the way we think is that the blockchain world is certainly going multi-chain. It's very fragmented today. What are all the infrastructural pieces that are required to complete this entire thing? And how can we make it seamless to really arrive at fast mobile first UX sort of experiences, which, like one thing that irks me a little bit in the Ethereum community is that, everyone's just fighting against each other and not looking at really what, let's say, someone like a Solana is doing, and, going, all the younger folks are there, like the 15 to 25 age groups, they're doing this meme coin trading. Meme coin trading, people, dismiss this meme coin trading, but look at all the infra they have underneath. It's a Jupiter, it's an Orca, it's a Phantom, it's a Telegram bot thing, and it's all, and Ethereum is still, stuck in that slow block times, like browser extension sort of a thing. And we need to acknowledge that. We need to go into the trenches, see what people are up to, and all this infra building that has to be for a purpose in the service of, arriving at this fast mobile first sort of experiences. That's a good forcing function for us, and should be for the industry as well.
Okay, that's a good perspective there. I'm going to put you on the hot seat first, because all of you are on stage with your own competitors in a lot of ways. So I want to ask, how will your solution be the dominant choice for people who are looking for a DA solution? Why won't others succeed for your target builders? And we'll start with you, Anurag. Put you on the hot seat.
Yeah, no, I mean, see, essentially, from an espresso point of view, like if you're asking me directly, I mean, see, they started off with a very shared sequencer composability sort of a thing, which I think is certainly on the right path of how we want to kind of unify all of this. We are not in the business of shared sequences, and we cannot do it alone, right? Like, you need a whole village to raise a child in that sense. And so certainly, I don't think Espresso and Avail compete in that sense. Like, it's pretty complementary. From a EigenDA perspective, I think DA is an interesting use case of the first AVS that is there. If you ask me, really, EigenLayer has no business being in the DA, to be very frank, really. I mean, it's a very good showcase for showing off the first AVS use case, but I think there will be much, much more. Like, don't get me wrong, I very much believe in the restaking primitive, which EigenLayer brought out. But what I'm trying to say is, there's going to be very, very valuable AVSs built on EigenLayer, and I don't think EigenDA is going to be one of them.
Ooh, spicy, you guys. I told you this was not one to miss. Woo! Okay, I'm going to let you speak next, because it looks like you're gunning for it.
Yeah. Okay, so can I ask you just to put the ball back in your court? What does DA have to do with the other things that Avail is working on? Why is Avail DA really important alongside? I think you have a fast finality product, and you have other things. Why is DA important there? And I think I could actually ask the same to Espresso. Why is DA within a suite of products rather than its own product? Because the thing that sets EigenDA apart is the fact that we just do DA. I would argue that DA has nothing to do with synchronous composability or fast finality or any of these other things. I think a lot of the time it's being bundled together with these things, and people who don't really know about the tech assume that they need to be bundled together, and the fact is they just don't. So what EigenDA does is it just approaches things from the perspective of simplicity and tries to just be the natural choice for when you run out of Ethereum DA.
See, in general, okay, let's put it this way, right? Like if you have 100 chains running, EigenDA, for example, 100 rollups, for example, how do these communicate between each other? Do you need to run a Ethereum full node? Do you need to run a, like a rollup full node? Do you need to run an EigenDA indexer or whatever? I'm not really aware of whether the disperser or that kind of a thing, right? See, basically for a multi-rollup sort of a universe, the least you want to have is some sort of an ordering light client to verify it. Either you run a full node or you need a light client. For the execution, you need some sort of execution light client. How does EigenDA enable this?
By storing the transaction data. And then you get a DA certificate, and you can use that within any kind of ag layer.
So the DA certificate is essentially an economic assertion, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. So basically what you're saying is, Avalanche has a bunch of chains, each secured by some cryptoeconomic security. Each validator set provides some sort of economic assertion, and that's why the Avalanche subnet thing is interoperable. Is that the right mental model?
I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but yeah, sure, that's part of it. But
that's what I'm saying, right? I understand. See, I'm not saying that you're not taking trade-offs. That is one way to look at that. If you want to look at it from a very trust-minimized, light client sort of a fashion, then you need to have data sampling, you need to have execution proofs, and so on. If you want to resort to a crypto economic game, that is why I said, restaking is great. It provides a crypto economic assertion, right? Now, whether you want to use it for this purpose or you want it to use for many other valuable use cases, that's up to the end developer, I would say. But I wouldn't say that is the end game of blockchain interoperability.
Can I get one more? Okay, so I think this whole space of DA is very overcomplicated. You want to write your data somewhere. You want it to be somewhere where it's not withheld, and if it is, somebody gets to be slashed, and they pay the economic cost. And you want to have some reference to that data, and then you can use that reference wherever you want. So typically, it's in rollups, and you're writing to the rollups inbox, and you have this DA certificate, and it goes there. And you want that DA certificate to be verifiable. That's really it. Whether that's part of a synchronously composable rollup, so like OP Superchain or Polygon's Ag Layer or anything else, it really is pretty irrelevant. I continue to assert that. I don't think that there's any technical reason that you need to bundle DA with anything else. And if that's the case, then why not just go with the simplest solution?
Speaking of bundling DA with other solutions, Alicia, can you talk a bit more about Espresso and why they're going to win over maybe these two solutions for some of your target builders?
Yeah, sure. I think first I want to address Teddy's point about why do other things besides DA. And in the spirit of modularity, I do appreciate that. But the side effect of DA is that you now have this fast, and you have information quickly, right? And what can you do with that? So pre-confirmations is something that's used across rollups right now, but it comes from a centralized sequencer. And therefore, yes, as much as we might have social trust in the sequencer, or maybe they have governance rotation, so we can then trust the pre-confirmation, there are ways that we can give stronger guarantees that are also faster. So why stop at DA? Why not use that information for something else? And we can actually see this with Arbitrum. Arbitrum has something called any trust chains, and any trust chains work in such a way where they do not use Ethereum for DA, they actually use their own data availability committee. And what they said recently is that you can now use this DA committee to actually have a fast pre-confirmation and then say your transaction is as close to being final as possible. So we see that even within other ecosystems that are building their own DA committees or systems, they are also using DA for something more than just DA and also confirmations. So as we try to build cross-chain experiences and composable experiences, DA is a really strong part of that. So that's why at Espresso, we are very much focused on building for composability. I think a lot of people here may have known us for a shared sequencer, and that's very much part of the product, but we're pushing it forward, and we're saying, if you're a developer right now, and you would like to build a cross-chain experience that's not just cross-chain, it's synchronous as well, meaning the transactions are atomic, they either all go through or they all fail, then if a rollup integrates with Espresso, they will be able to offer that to their developers who can then offer a better composable experience to the users. So if I were to say how we compete across these guys, I would say in some ways we don't compete because Espresso is focused on composability. And we've also learned from speaking with our clients that they actually want flexible DA. Some of them choose EigenLayer for DA or EigenDA, sorry, and some of them choose Avail, etc. So we're not going to make them bound to a system either. So someone can use Espresso for composability and still use alternative DA. So we welcome you guys.
Feelings mutual.
That's wonderful. Well, that brings me to the last question here, which I'll start with you, Alicia, because I want to know, since we live in this modular world, how do your solutions kind of approach interoperability with other blockchain ecosystems, as well as, is there any world where the three of you could interoperate? How does this look like? I'll start with you, Alicia.
Yeah, I think that would be really interesting to see how DA layers can interoperate. I mean, I think that right now we think about interoperability from just a rollup perspective, but the fact that we do make it flexible and allow our rollups to use different DAs can mean that we have interoperability out of the box in that sense. And I think the future of interoperability is one such that we can just trust other DA layers more. I think everyone trusts Ethereum DA because it has been around for a while, it's censorship resistance, we have credible neutrality, and then we also just have more decentralization there as well. But I think the future is that all DAs would be able to prove itself with all the different security guarantees.
Amazing. And Anurag, do you see a world where all the DAs get along and there's happy butterflies and rainbows?
Yeah, I mean, see, essentially, when there is a valuable market to go after, there will be competitors, right? Like, I mean, essentially, I mean, it's just the nature of competition, essentially. So certainly, but going back to your question about interoperability, right? Like, I mean, and the three of us working together, right? Like, so we already work with, you know, like shared sequences a lot, like a little more with Radius, a little bit with Espresso. Even on the restaking side, we have this interesting component called Fusion, which allows for multi-asset staking, which right now we use Symbiotic. We could use EigenLayer, you know, like in general. Like I've been talking to Sriram saying, like I told Sriram a year ago that, you know, like you focus on EigenLayer, let me focus on DA, but he won't listen. But anyways, in general, we've also have this Nexus thing, which is this whole ZK-proof aggregation thing, which focuses on the interoperability bit, right? Like, so I think our focus is really how can we provide all of this light client friendly infrastructure that allows other, like one rollup to trust each other. One is a data availability sampling light client, and we work with rollups to do an execution light client. And all of this packaged together form this more web of chain sort of a thing. That's really what we are after.
Yeah, interesting. I love that approach. And of course, Teddy, I want to hear EigenDA's approach on sort of composability among blockchain ecosystems, but also, is there a world where everybody gets along?
Yeah, I think it should be this world. Yeah, we typically don't start the flame wars on Twitter, for the record, but we try to finish them if we can. Yeah, no, I mean, I think the DA market is betting that we stay on this exponential curve of growth in blockchain, and that's going to mean people are going to need a lot of DA, and so It's okay to have a bunch of providers that are trying to compete on the experience. So I don't really see any real barriers to that in the medium to long term. Once we get into more of like an abundance mindset, right now it's a bit scarce. I mean, you look at the DA demand, and blobs only took a price in the last couple weeks, but now they're more expensive than call data. So we might be getting there faster than we thought.
Yeah, I actually believe there is a positive sum game here. We're only getting started, and I thank each and every one of you for playing along with my spicy questions, getting into it, and for continuing to build these amazing solutions that continue to provide value for the entire ecosystem. Why don't we give it up for our entire panel here? We have Alicia, Anurag, Teddy. Thank you so much. I hope you learned something about the technical advancements of DA. I am Jack Vaca, and I am going to be on stage for some stuff after this, so stay tuned. Thank you so much, everyone.
Hey, thank you, Jack, and thank you, panelists. Well, they'll probably, find common ground over a nice espresso. Okay, well, we're going to swap the stuff up for the game show, but I would like to invite our players up, and we're going to do a little introduction. So come on up to the stage, guys, and let's see here. We're going to do some dancing. Hudson and Bria, bring all the teams up. So Hudson put this together, some funky games. The first one, I'm going to call it paper blowing. The first game would be paper blowing. And then we've got a few ring toss. We've got, what was the last one?
The last one's a Nerf gun thing. Polygon, come this way.
Okay.
And then friends go on the other side as they set up the middle of the stage.
Right here.
Blake.
Yes.
I love you. Thank you for the intro.
Of course, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to introduce, we're going to split off. So it's me and you, Hudson, versus each other.
Okay.
So I'm going to go through my team, and we're going to make some quick introductions while we get these tables set up. So can you give me your name and your favorite pet?
I'm Terry. My favorite pet, dogs.
Okay, we got a dog guy. Name, well, you obviously know Jack. But Jack, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is gray.
Gray, awesome. And you up next, your name and your favorite city.
Caitlin, favorite city is, ooh, that's a tough question. Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago, Chi-Town. And thank goodness you're tall. Name and your favorite plant.
Jared, and my favorite plant, ficus.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. Off to you, Hudson.
All right. Actually, before we go, I need everyone over there to give your affiliation, because right now what we have is Polygon and friends. But by the end of this, will we be enemies? We need to see. Everybody.
Back to the front.
I work at Eclipse.
Fish and chips.
Devonian Systems.
Espresso Systems.
Hey,
Woo!
You're on.
All right. So, my name is Hudson. I'm running the Ag Game Show today. And let's go through each person. Everyone here is from Polygon Labs. But yeah, let's give your name and your favorite vacation spot.
I'm Rohit, and so far it's turning out to be Thailand.
Wow. All right.
Maddie Fairchild, and anywhere with a beach.
Let's go.
Ayush, and anywhere with the mountains.
Woo! All right. Now, we have, how many people do we have on this side?
I can be the other person.
Perfect.
As well,
okay.
yeah.
Blake, what's your favorite vacation spot?
Texas.
Really? Okay.
It's
All
just,
right.
yeah.
All right, so here's how this is going to work. We're going to have a series of 3 mini games. And the first one is, I didn't actually name this one. Let's call it Paper Shooter. So I'm going to go over here and demonstrate through the forest. So here's what you're going to do. You pick up one of these, one person from each team. You get to wear a silly hat. Wow, I bought those for $3 online. They are so cheap, y'all. All right, so what we're going to do is you start on the end, and you blow into this to hit the paper off the cup. And then you do it for the next one. And once you get to the end, you're going to have all the paper off the cup and you stack them, and you stack them all the way down. So it's going to be going up this way, stacking down this way. Whichever team gets to the end first is the winner. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, so actually we're going to have 2 people from each team do it. So who volunteers? Yeah, no, wait, sorry. So the same person is stacking and blowing. Yeah. All right, you want to go first? Grab it. Polygon, be brave. Who's doing it? Ayush. All right. Are we ready? You gotta start on the outside. Outside. Let's go, Ayush. Start on the outside and go, yeah. 1, 2, 3, go! Dang. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, my God. Oh, you can come back. They messed up. You can come back. Oh. Amazing. All right. Awesome. All right. We're going to get this picked up. All right, everyone, cheer for Jack. They now always have a lot of energy.
Is anyone keeping score, Hudson? How are we keeping score? Yeah, so I guess
honestly, the resetup is really funny.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Thank you. All right, we're getting set up. Who's the next one from over here? All right. Start on the outside. All right, we got Maddie versus Terry. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh gosh. Oh, we did it. Wow, what a comeback. Oh man. It's like what's like the poll token price. It's coming back. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, it's actually what we're gonna do here, we're setting it back up. All right. Okay, getting some practice in. Who's up next? I guess we were having it more than twice. We're going freestyle on this, y'all. Oh, wow. All right. You ready? Rohit, put your hat on, Rohit. Silly hat's on. Ride 'em cowboy. 1, 2, 3, go! How did you do that? Oh, right. Oh! God. All right. That's your last one? We got one more. Yep. Stack them out. Yes, sorry. All right, Blake wants to play.
The best swag is COVID.
That's from the conference organizer. All right, starting on the outside. 3, 2, 1, go! Wow! Holy crap! Wow! Rage quit. All right, so Friends of Polygon clearly have won.
Yeah, I vote we get Blake out of here. That guy's a jerk.
All right, we're good. All right, so let's talk a little bit while we get the next one set up. Man, this was, I'm not going to say this was a completely thought out idea. I'll be honest. The blame does go to me. But I'm having a good time anyway. All right. This next one, do you see what we got? I'm afraid. All right. So we're going to need a person to volunteer to be the moose. The moose. You want to be the moose? You don't want to throw anything. Okay. Who's the moose?
can we get a guest spot from Anmol?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's got an arm on him.
Really?
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, who are you? Where are you from? And what's your favorite animal?
Like everyone in this room, I'm ex-Polygon.
That's really real.
Yeah. So hi folks, I'm from India, I'm Anmol. I used to work for Polygon in his team. I don't think he remembers. But yeah, what do I do? Do I throw?
Yeah. So, okay, here's what do you do? Do I throw? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I think we're going to have one person from each team sit there with the moose head. Who wants to do it? You will have things thrown at you. You have to take off the other hat. Woo! All right, take a seat. Who's over here? Yeah.
Anmol, you're going to be a tosser.
You're going to toss her. Yeah. Yeah. So we got to take all the rings off. All right, rings off. Please hold these. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, there's a strap?
I'm actually really bad, but let's see what I can do.
All right. Oh, wait, we can. Oh, there's enough colors for each person. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, so wait, no, spread out the colors so that you can pick either head.
You know what? I want to elect Coogan also up here for our team.
Coogan,
come on. Yeah, we got an extra person up here. Pretty soon, this entire
we're gonna
room
have
is just going to be on the stage.
A few rounds. We're ahead on time. All right, so Coogan, this will be the one that doesn't count for points. Yes. There you go. Yep. Yeah. Everyone throws just once. Yes. All right, are we ready? Yeah, you get 3 chances. Okay, you have to stay still. Okay, well. No moosing around. Buy moose on Jump Fun. Okay, anyways. All right, do it. Yeah. Literally hit him at Terry and I. Oh. Woo! All right, let's get him back. You have 1 shot left. 1 opportunity. Yeah. All right, who's up next for the... all right, hit him up. Oh! Did you want to throw? Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, get him, Maddie.
Yeah. Oh, no, so here's how...
Oh, come on.
So here's how this one's going to work. Whoever has the most energy and charisma with their team is the one who's going to win.
Go ahead.
It's probably them, honestly.
Oh, man. I'm really sorry, Hudson. I'm really sorry. But, we're trying here.
All right, do you want to switch out?
Can anyone check to see if there's memes?
Switch out, I'll do it. Yeah. Oh, is it still on there?
I can moose it.
You can moose it?
I can moose it. Let me be moose.
Okay, you can wear moose. Yeah.
I will be moose.
There you go. All right, I think I have figured out... Oh, wait, I figured out... Everyone stop. I figured out a scoring method. Is everyone toss some rings? Okay, now we're actually going to do this for real. That was a practice round. Yes, that was a practice round. Okay. Hey, it's rigged just like crypto. All right, so what we got this team. So do we have an even number of rings for each team? Spread them out. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay, next. Yep, I think we're good. So wait, 1, 2, 4, 6. All right, y'all ready? All right, keep up with if you get it in. Just do that. Just try to get it in and your team will get a point. All right. All right. Oh. Wow, that was close. Oh, man. Oh! One more. Oh! All right, it's 2 points versus 1 point. Do we want to do another round? Oh. Okay, that wasn't official. You had just grabbed a ring and threw it. All right. All right, so here's what we're doing. Now. Up. Oh. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I think Polygon won. All right, showdown. All right, showdown. Every person on stage gets a toss. All right, are you ready? Does everyone have a ring? All right, 1, 2, 3. Go when you want to. Go. All right, do it again. We're not all losers, Jack. Have some team spirit. Nope. All right, grab him again. This is why none of us work in like an athletic industry. Okay. All right. Winners. Okay. No, Polygon won. Wait, did Polygon win twice? Oh, this is amazing because we have only one more mini game left. All right. Everybody move over to this side while they get the last one ready.
Yeah, this one's going to be good. Let's talk about it a little bit there, Hudson.
So this last one is going to be a blindfold Nerf gun challenge. Coogan, please present the Nerf gun.
Yes, this is state of the art. It's a concept from China. Yeah,
it's loaded.
We're sorry, we're not trying to offend anybody, but there's a weapon in the building, so.
I don't think you can say that. Okay, anyways, y'all, they're setting up a cordon area, so come like on either side.
Yeah, so essentially, to avoid people from crashing into these screens, one person is going to basically be blindfolded in the back.
In the middle.
In the middle, and you have to run around and not get shot, right?
Yes, so basically there's one person who's in the middle, like let's say about here, and they have a Nerf gun and they have a blindfold. Once they have the blindfold on, everyone else from the other team is around them, and they will like walk around and try to be very, very quiet. And every 10, 15 seconds, I'm going to say, speak, and everyone has to make a noise, say a sound. I'll actually tell you what to say, I've decided. And you have to say that. So I might say like, meow, and then everyone has to do a meow. So the person who's blindfolded can't walk, but they can turn around and try to shoot the people who were meowing. So, yeah, everybody on the outside can move.
Yeah. We have questions.
Okay, so how do we win? How do we win? I want to know how we win.
Good, that's a great question. That's a great question. So how you win is you have, basically the teams will run through a few times. I'll try to figure out how many times. If you shoot someone from the other team, you get that point. Otherwise, after a certain number of minutes, like 5 minutes or 3 minutes, if the other team hasn't been hit, they get the point. Yeah, does that make sense? Excellent.
Yeah, and is it one team per time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's one person from the other team blindfolded. The other entire team is here trying to dodge.
All right, who's going to be?
The scoring, one more time. If the entire team lasts, oh, man, I had this in my brain and now I'm losing it.
Whoever has the most fun.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I think it's like 3 minutes.
I'm gonna have way more fun than you.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Try to stay alive. And yeah, we'll do a practice round to see if people can shoot people easily. I think that's what's going to decide it. You only have a certain number of bullets, but yeah, you can shoot whenever.
Okay, so you don't have to wait for a meow.
Nope. No, yeah. It's just that you can't see where anyone is, so you might want to wait to get a cue. You can, with the gun, you can move this way. Like you can literally
you can move in a
360.
circle. Yeah, let's try a test net. Let's try a test net.
Test net, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll go grab a blindfold.
The blindfolds are in a plastic bag over there.
Okay, cool. Be right back.
But who wants to try to shoot the gun? Who wants to be shot at in the audience? All right. All right, so how it works, pull that back, and then you fire. As long as, Kuga, could you retrieve the bullets if we shoot them out? Oh. Yes.
And just so we're even, Animal is now back as a contractor on Polygon. So you say.
All right. Yeah. So here we go. I'm gonna grab the gun. No worries.
Throw this on back.
Okay, there we go.
Always got a rep.
Nice. All right, so take the gun. Someone lead him to the middle. All right, we're right here. All right, now take the gun.
Am I missing that bullet?
No, it's still in there. You are now cocked and loaded. Whoa. Yeah. All right, so you can shoot anytime you want, but let's just like pretend right now that we're all like trying to hide, okay? So we just like we're walking. Yep. Okay. Oh my God. All right.
Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Woo.
Don't worry, everybody.
So that's
they all.
how that works.
Everybody we think signed something.
Not me.
They signed something before they entered in this. So any injuries, we're trying to get up to like 6 casualties.
We have a whole thing of bullets. 50 bullets over there. No, I bought a whole thing of bullets, y'all.
And these are cushy styrofoam.
Oh, we're not having everyone in every time. It's the other team.
Ammo, just for the folks out there.
I was like,
oh man. Apologies for everyone online who needs to understand what we're doing.
I believe people probably just are tuning in and wondering what is going on right now. But that's okay. That's what we're here for.
Oh man. All right, so we're getting the bullets back in the gun. Yeah, Coogan could be gun patrol. Oh, excellent. The play space. Okay, the play space is don't touch this expensive equipment, don't touch the leaves, and then don't go past that. Yep. What if you do? I guess blockchains are a permissionless system, and all right, so let's do this. Teams stand on each side, and we'll figure out the teams. Polygon over here, non-polygon friends over there. Friends. And then I think.
Anmol, you're over on
Anmol,
Polygon
you're
side.
Polygon right now.
You're back. Remember?
You're a contractor for like an hour.
we're emailing you the contract.
That's way
now.
too real of a joke. Okay, so let's see. Oh, you want to go first again, Terry? Oh wow, Terry's.
Yeah, he's out for some blood
Same thing
today.
on this side. Yep. All right, so let's do this. If Terry's going first, Polygon team, we're gonna try to stay away. You all go off stage beyond that, like right over there.
Okay.
Yeah. You come to us. Yeah. Yeah. No, you can't hide beyond the. No. All right. Coming right in front of me. So you can't go past the green, you can't go past the expensive equipment, and you can't go past this. Y'all got the boundary?
And you can't hide in the bush. No hiding in the bush.
All right. Are you ready, Terry?
Terry's ready. I see it.
Terry looks really ready.
Terry's had a couple cups of espresso, if you know what I mean, and he's ready to
Terry's
roll.
got that look in his eye. Oh, Jared. It's been a long day.
It's the same thing, yeah. Jet lag, I guess. I don't know.
Jared, all right, you ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
He's a gamer. He's definitely a gamer.
Say meow.
Oh, all right. We got to get Rohit's out.
They could be on the ground. All right. You also, when you run out of bullets, it's over too. You have 3 whole minutes.
He can't really see. He can't really see if he has any bullets left.
He can count. It's like those movies.
That's how we're going to win, Polygon. Just let him be out of bullets and he'll just
All right.
shoot him.
All right. Bark. 4 bullets. Bark. Bark. Daddy, you gotta go forward a little bit. You're out of bounds. Oh, wow.
This guy.
All right,
can
you're
spin
out.
around,
You're out.
Jared.
You're out. Success. Yes, Polygon won the point.
Good job.
Yes, 1 shot. I don't think you got any. You got this bush a lot.
Yeah, the bush is dead.
Yeah.
Excellent job, sir. Excellent job.
Good game, good game, good game. Look at this camaraderie.
Oh, man. Next up. Who in Polygon would like to go next?
Yeah, Ayush is an angry guy. Let him get it out.
Yeah. The city of shooters. Oh, wait. People shouldn't trip on this. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, he looks thirsty.
Yeah, really you do. All right.
Yeah, I'm grabbing some water.
All right, Ayush, get in the middle and put on the blindfold.
Want to say a special thank you to our bullet reloader, Coogan.
Woo!
Nice, thank you.
Thank you,
yes.
Coogan, the bullet placer. All right. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors who didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think we told any of them.
No, it's okay. Yeah, just trust us. This is a trustless
Yeah.
system.
Oh, wait, Espresso's up here.
Yeah.
Oh.
How are we looking on those bullets there, Coogan? Can we get an update here for the audience? Oh, he's focused.
So see, after we, stop L2 fragmentation, it won't go this slow.
Right?
We'll be able to aggregate the nerf.
All right, we need a blindfold. Who has the blindfold? Ah, there we go.
All right, put it on. Oh, get in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
submerge him.
All right, put on the blindfold. Remember, you have to stay with, you can't be past, the green on each side. And if you break any of that, I don't know. Nope. Hit points away. Wow, that was a
test shot, yeah. Yeah, he watched Terminator last night. He's ready. I'll be back.
All right, throw him in there. I feel like you've used Nerf guns a lot before, Ayush. I feel like you're very easily handling this.
Yeah.
It really is. All right, are you ready, Ayush? 3 minutes, so you don't have to rapid fire like Terry Jared, okay? All right.
Terrid.
3, 2, 1, go.
Everybody make a sound of a rooster.
Oh!
Everybody make a sound of an elephant. Everybody cry. Start crying.
cry. Meow like a cat.
Oh, we got him.
All right, all right. One of them got hit. We still have time. Oh, wait. You hit him with the last bullet? Yeah. Good
Bulletless. Can we have our bullet guy, Coogan? Yep.
Yeah,
Reload,
yeah.
reload.
Good job. You can take off the blindfold.
Coogan
You
will be back.
successfully got Jared. Yeah. Did you not feel it? It bounced off your back.
High pain tolerance. He's done this before.
Yeah. So if y'all are wondering which DA solution's not going to win, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I picked. I don't even know you.
Don't do Eigen DA like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. All right. Let's get them back in there. We will have the next one up. So what's the score right now? He got one person.
We got 2 people that last round.
2 people the last round, right?
Yeah, it's on the chain. Yeah.
It's on the chain.
Yeah.
All right. And Blake, I will assign you with the animal noises from now on.
Okay.
Or you could pick other things like favorite food or most hated personality in the crypto space.
Ooh, yeah. Everybody make
I don't know.
their best Vitalik impersonation.
No, because I think that we just need one sound. So, yeah, we reloaded.
We're loaded up.
Loaded.
All right, yeah.
Who's next from the other team that's going to have the gun? All right.
Yeah, let's get
Jack's
it, Jack.
going to shoot. Polygon team, get on there.
Yeah.
Women in crypto.
Yeah. It's time for the Jack to get it.
Oh, so Polygon's on stage, so that is you. For now,
Yeah,
for the
we
hour
need
that
a-
we've contracted you.
Okay, yeah, it went out. It came out.
All right, wait, you got to go in the middle. Oh, okay.
She's reloading. Yeah.
Are those chipped nails?
Shout out to Winnie and the Chip team.
Yeah, shout out to Chipped. Amazing, amazing, amazing company. All right. Yes.
Yeah, extra points if you get him.
All right, are you ready, Jack? 3 minutes on the clock. Remember the boundaries. Ayush, you're already out of bounds. You're touching the leaves. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Everybody do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. Wow. Everybody make the noise of a tree.
The what? Okay, everyone be out like a cat again.
Yeah, he likes the cats. Clearly Hudson's a cat
Wow.
person. Behind you, Jack. Behind you. Above you. Below you.
All right, everybody.
I got Ayush.
Like make chicken noises. Oh wow. Let's see. Everybody. What's another animal? If you get hit, just like get out of the game. Everybody, say blockchain. Oh. Okay. Once you get hit, you're out. All right. Everybody say your favorite chain. Oh. Wow. Oh, Rohit, you've already been hit. Get out. Yeah, if you've been hit, you have to get out. So wait, there's 2 left. And we have another minute. All right. Say your favorite color. Oh. Everybody. Ooh, that was close. Oh, are you out of bullets? Thank you, Bullet Master. Good job. You got 2 people. Yeah. Amazing. Your ex-coworkers, you killed them. Woo! Amazing. Yeah, you don't have to. So we need what, 1 more person from the other team, right? Yeah, 1 more person from Polygon to shoot.
All right. How we looking, Hudson? This has been a fun show.
Yeah. I think we're on our last shooter.
Last shooter? Okay, cool.
The score last round was 2 people shot. So what are we at total? Do we know?
I don't know. For some reason, I just think our friends are winning.
I think our friends are winning.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
After
nice
Jared,
about this.
Jared took a lot of the Polygon folks out. Yeah.
All right, Rohit, are you last up? Polygon friends, please assemble.
They were tweeting. Hold on.
The Polygon enemy friends.
The
Polygon
frenemies.
friends. No, you're Polygon temporarily. You're Polygon. For like the contractual hour that we have you. Okay. Yep. Oh, come on this way. Yeah, Rohit looks like he's gonna be accurate. Is it jamming a little? Gotcha. All right, this is the last one before we declare the winner and give out the prize. Yes.
Yeah, we got some prizes. Hold on, let me go figure out what the prizes are.
No. Didn't we get some on the head prizes?
There, yeah. And I found someone's backpack. Someone can win someone's backpack.
Who wants to win my hardware wallet? It's really sad. You really don't want what's on there. I had a bad time in DeFi summer. Okay, are you ready? What's the buzzword? I'll say 3, 2, 1, go, and then you're ready to shoot. Yeah. You'll get 3 minutes. I'll tell you when to go. I'll say the word go. All right, are y'all ready? Remember the boundary. Already, y'all are pretty close. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Meow like a cat. Bark. Say the word Jello loud. And try to stay still. Don't walk, Rohit. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was close. All right, meow like a cat. Oh, got me in the knee. Oh, wow. Oh, Jack, your shot. Get out here. Oh my God. You got it. Did 3 people get? All right, there's 1 left. You have 1 left. Is there bullets? Wow, you have 4 bullets. All right, 1 last person. All right. No, don't meow when they can't. No. Okay. Let's do this. Meow like a cat. Oh! Did you get hit? Yep. You got all of them.
This guy's
you
a
got
natural.
all of them.
This guy's a natural.
Good job. Yes.
Coming out of
Amazing.
nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Okay, so friends of Polygon, come up here. Thank you so much for joining. Also, Polygon team, come up here. For everybody that participated today, we have a prize. Blake, bring up the prize.
Yes. All right. Let's go. I found these in the back, so I don't know who they were. But anyways, who's the winning team?
I think everyone's a winner today. But actually,
okay.
Yeah. But for the ones who don't get access to Ag Summit swag, they get the hats first. Yes. There's also a lot of masks that have dogs and cats on them. Yes. Yeah. There's more of those off to the side. We'll get to those.
Can I just say Polygon makes the best merch in Web3?
Woo!
Hey.
All right, Polygon makes the best merch in Web3. You heard it here. It's a good hat. All right. Thank you all so much online for tuning into this, in person for cheering us on with this silly little break from all of the technical talks that have been amazing today. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, everybody. We're going to have this cleaned up before the next panel.
Yeah. What's coming up next there, Hudson?
What's coming up next? Well, I believe we have the turncoat debates. Is that correct?
That is true.
So let me explain what a turncoat debate is. Oh, let's just leave this up here, yeah. Okay, so we're going to explain what a turncoat debate is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Our number 1 fan in the audience, thank you. Basically what happens is instead of debating another person, You are facing the audience, and you have a topic, and you give the pro side for 3 minutes, and then you give or 4 minutes, and then you give the con side for 4 minutes, and then the audience will clap to judge which side is more convincing, which one is more truthful or intellectually honest. So we have 2 people here today.
Yeah, who do we got?
We got David Silverman.
Hey, everybody get a round of applause to David
Yes.
Silverman. This
and
guy's.
Elias from Kakarot. So
let's go.
Yeah, y'all. Why don't you all both be up here at the same time? You could, yeah, and
Yeah, they're gonna have fun with it.
So what we got is this. We're gonna have each of you go one at a time, and then once I'll be like just saying, okay, now flip to the other side. I'll judge the audience for all of that. But actually first, who are you two? Go ahead and introduce yourself with your name, affiliation, and yeah.
My name is Elias. I'm the CEO of Kakarot ZK EVM. We're building a provable EVM, not so far from Polygon 0, I guess, or Polygon ZK EVM.
I'm David Silverman. I'm with Polygon Labs. We are an Ethereum scaling solutions company building the Ag layer.
All right. Thank you all so much. Who would like to go first?
You're the guest. You're the guest.
You are, yeah, the guest of honor. You could do it sitting down. You can do it standing up. Just say what your topic is when you're saying the pro side, and then once you switch. And you will be getting about, let's say, 3 to 4 minutes per thing. And if you want, I will keep time, and you can also keep time on there.
That would be amazing.
All right, I'll tell you when it's ready. You start whenever you want.
I will try to sit up. If I stand, I will kind of like jiggle and move. It will be annoying. My topic is I have to go for and against OP rollups versus ZK rollups.
Yeah.
Woo!
Spicy.
I think so. I would like to start that I think we have finally solved this debate. 2 or 3 years ago, at the beginning of rollups, this debate was very sentimental. So the cryptographers, and people who really enjoyed ZK saw it instantly as this revolutionary technology and saw it as the hammer to every nail. But they didn't see that they started from the tech and like kind of suffered from the UX. So my point in favor of OP rollups is they took what UX they wanted. Let's take, for example, Arbitrum. They took the UX they wanted, so 250 millisecond response time from the user standpoint, maybe very low fees, and then they said, given the existing state of the art, how can we make it fit? Same goes for OP Labs. So I think OP chains have massive advantage today, and this is facts, over ZK rollups. First is adoption. So if you sum base, OP mainnet, and Arbitrum mainnet, TVL, you get close to $20 billion. If you sum Starknet, Polygon ZK EVM, ZK Sync, you get barely 2 billion if you don't count the tokens. Maybe if you do, you get 5, maybe-ish. So adoption. And how did they get adoption? They got it from first mover advantage. They got it from network effects of EVM, because everyone was so bored of getting $20 transaction on L1. And they got it from stability and maturity of the stack. So today, there's 100 rollups in production. 75% of them are OP rollups, and they are run by providers. Those providers are the likes of Conduit, Altlayer, Caldera, Gelato, Espresso, Gateway FM, many of them. If I forgot your name, Carnot, I'm sorry, but there are many of them. And these people like to work with boring software, unsurprising software, and cheap software. So today, to run an Orbit chain, so which is an Arbitrum framework, you need, for a small chain, so today most chains are small, they don't get more than 3 TPS of bandwidth, you need $2,000 per month for your sequencer, your RPC, your Explorer. To run Polygon CDK, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have 1 TPS of bandwidth, if you are running the prover, some people don't run the prover, you are more around $10K. Sure. Plus or minus 2. Of course, so that's the state of the business. So today people go for the cheaper options. And because at the end of the day, people don't yet care about security. And training wheels are very much on. In 2 years, in 1 year, and I think maybe in 6 months, this will change. So turn coating. I think optimistic rollups suffer from a very, very incurable disease that I think we got wrong. We initially thought it was the 7-day withdrawal period, but actually no one uses canonical bridges. They use intent bridges. So you bridge from Arbitrum to OP in 10 seconds using, I won't say names, I'm not affiliated, but intent bridges. So no one is actually suffering from the 7 days. You could argue that a financial system is suffering from the 7 days because if you entangle state, let's say from Arbitrum OP base, and you entangle state back and forth, and then one of these chains get a challenge and roll back, so they kind of like reversibly erase the state that they wrote, you can create like a huge trickle-down effect where you destroy lots of value for lots of customers. And that really sucks. But actually, I would argue that the worst problem is way deeper, is the risk, like the attack vector on an optimistic chain scales with the TVL. So today there exist attacks that are consubstantial to fault-proof systems. And these attacks enable an attacker that has enough funds to steal the entirety of your canonical bridge locked money. So today, if you have 19 billion TVL on Arbitrum, you need 15%, an attacker that has 15% of that sum available, which is a lot, arguably, they can still try to steal those funds. And the only thing preventing them to do it is the Security Council. So it is very convenient that optimistic rollups say, okay, we have a fraud-proof system, everything is permissionless, everything is proven, but then the day they get attacked, which of course it's very hard to do because you need billions of dollars, but you could steal theoretically the entirety of the Optimism mainnet TVL with a sophisticated attacker. It is possible. Of course, the Security Council would just come and deactivate the proof system. So there is an incurable disease, which is the fraud-proof system is faulty. And of course, you can spend years redesigning it to lower the vector of attack, but then these years are just going to like enable ZK to become cheaper and cheaper. So 5 years ago, it was unimaginable that we could prove the entirety of L1 blocks for less than $1 million per year. Now we can. And I argue that the next generation of provers that Polygon is pushing, and we are pushing with Starkware, the Circle Stack, is going to enable us to have real-time proving and actually cheaper proofs than the expected value of a risk of an attack of an entire financial system. So for that, I think the only frontier that ZK has to break is the 10x cheaper frontier, and we are breaking it together, I would say, because it's co-research every day. And 2025 is going to be, I think, the first year where you're going to see OP rollups transitioning to ZK.
All right. We're at time. Go ahead, David.
Awesome. I think I'm on the side that you're on for that one, your underlying one. I'm going to take a different tack. I operate a lot in userland. And so my first position is that Web3 devs are amazing and build really, really great software. I remember the magic of the first time I actually paid someone in crypto, and then rediscovering it again when I actually did a real, actual invoice in USDC. I mean, the ability for me and others to have access to all sorts of financial tools that you don't get access to easily, such as using Aave, basically, for a portfolio line of credit, and so much more, is truly, truly crazy. And the fact that all of this is happening on thousands of distributed computers around the world, no actual trusted intermediary, when you zoom out and think about it, it is crazy magical what we have built and what Web3 devs continue to build. The sheer amount of innovation and judged by not just the existence of this conference, but all of the side conferences that have popped up, let alone the number of major things we have of different companies, et cetera. The diversity of what's being built is amazing. That's side one, the pure magic of what has been built and what is coming. On the other side, Web3 devs are kind of bad and don't know what they're building a lot of the time, and we make a lot of excuses for them in the space. Do we have a lot of degen traders here? Just, yeah. the things that we have to go through compared to the degen trading I have to do on Robinhood, I don't know why we accept this as normal. I don't know why I have to have a 24-word seed phrase written down somewhere, probably in a notes app. I know some people that have it like literally stored in Google Drive. Please don't do that. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, Lazarus is listening. Why am I have to break up every step of a transaction I do? I need to approve, wrap into WETH, and change and do all sorts of things. It's crazy. If I was using a modern fintech app, like a Wealthfront, I can take multiple steps and not have to worry about anything. I have to worry about switching between chains. I have to worry about UXs that are completely nonsensical. We're all still using the same Uniswap web gadget from, 3-4 years old at this point? No creativity on the UI UX. And I'd say I'll concede a couple of outliers. There's a great app from Zora. I think a really holistic, amazing experience. I think DYDX has done a great job of abstracting experiences. Heck, I'd say FriendTech, which we all used for maybe 2 weeks, had a better onboarding experience than apps we all use pretty regularly. Those are my two positions, that Web3 devs are amazing in certain ways, and we give a lot of excuses for their poor behavior in so many other ways.
All right. So we're voting now, right? We got it?
We have to vote for both of us.
Yes, yes. All right. Let's start with the first position from Ilias. The pro on, actually just go over what the pro, like in one sentence.
The TLDR of both positions.
Just what the statement.
What was your pro?
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay.
The one you were actively arguing
I have
for.
to say?
Yeah.
I thought it was secret.
No.
So I argue that ZK rollups are on the brink of being just outright better in every way to optimistic rollups.
Gotcha. Who agrees with that one? All right. And the other side of it was what?
Oh, okay. And the other side was optimistic rollups have reached the flywheel velocity to just look down on ZK rollups and treat them as like academics and sweeties that they will like hire later to switch.
Who agrees with that? Man, there were some sympathy woos out there. All right, and so I think we know which one won that. It was the pro side. Do you want to reveal what your actual opinion was?
My opinion is, I think first, but it is maybe there is space to like the world might be different.
The ZK guy likes ZK rollups.
All right, David, go ahead.
Yeah, the first position I was arguing for is that Web3 devs are amazing. They build incredibly magical software that we have begun to start to take for granted.
All right, who agrees with that? Oh, all right.
The other side I was arguing is that Web3 devs are good at some things, pretty garbage at a lot, and we make excuses for poor experiences.
Wow. All right, all right.
I kind of agree, but can we blame the product owners?
Oh. All right, sounds like the second one. David, reveal your side.
Well, I believe in elements of both. I think I've shifted over the number of years to we need much better front-end and experienced devs in the space, and I look forward to, I congratulate the teams that have built great experiences and look forward to seeing more.
Wow, that's very gracious. Let's all clap for both of them. Thank you all so much for being here and giving your two sides of the same coin. All right, we have one last event of today. Are we ready for it? Crowd, cheer. All right, so this one is going to be the spicy hot takes. Oh my gosh, today's been a long day. Today's the spicy hot takes panel. We have Diana Kimes from Polygon Labs and 4 other ecosystem people up here who are going to be working to, burn their mouths. Diana, why don't you come up here and explain it?
Yeah, come on up here. We're gonna get these crackers and these chicken wings up here, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen Hot Ones. Okay, cool. So we don't have to explain too much, but let's just explain a little bit to everybody. So what are we gonna do here, Diana?
Do an intro. Explain everything.
Yeah. So this event is called Literally Hot Ones. If you've watched the YouTube show. It's basically a sit-down interview where they get to ask the guest kind of whatever questions, but in between they are tasting hot wings with varying degrees of hot sauce, with each hot sauce getting hotter as the questions go on, so that by the end it's the hottest hot sauce, and they kind of have to complete as far as they can. And so we're kind of going to reenact that today with kind of hot takes and questions in the Web3 landscape. And I've put together some good questions for our panelists. And we'll see if they can take the heat on both the questions and with the hot sauce. So we have 4 hot sauces, and they kind of start at like a mild and then get to like a ghost pepper hot. So we'll see if they can handle it. Yeah, and that's the event. So
let's get our panelists up here.
Let's get the
Let's
panelists
get them eat
up
some
here.
hot sauce and chicken wings. Can we get a round of applause, everybody? Yeah. And we have the crackers over here on the end. I do believe that's going to be for Steven.
Yes. You're all the way at the
Yeah, have a seat. Cool. Can we get a little background music in here? Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Who's ready for this?
Me!
Let's go. Okay. Well, I'm going to start. I'll introduce myself, and then we'll let the panelists introduce themselves. My name is Diana Chimes. I work on the marketing team at Polygon Labs. And, yeah, really excited to be here for Ag Summit.
My name is Ellie Davidson, and I am the head of R&D at Espresso.
I'm Nick Van Eck. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of Agora. We have an institutional-grade U.S. dollar stable.
I'm Mark Boron, and I'm the CEO at Polygon Labs. And I just have to say that, like, it's kind of upsetting that Steven, like, wins by default just because of the hat. But I'm very impressed by it.
Hey everyone, I'm co-founder and CEO of Off-Chain Labs, and as the hat suggests, we are one of the core contributors to Arbitrum.
Awesome. So I'm first going to have each of the panelists there's 5 wings or crackers, and you kind of have to get a taste for what's the baseline. So if you guys can each take a bite or a taste of just the basic wing without any sauce, just so you have a baseline.
We're cleansing the palate here.
Cleansing the palate. Okay. And then you also all have a glass of milk and some water and some gloves and tissues if you need it. So feel free to use that as needed. But we are going to start off with the first hot sauce. So I'm going to come around and give you guys the first sauce. And this is called jalapeno tequila and lime hot sauce. Okay?
Yum.
By Queen Majesty. So I'm going to hand it over, and you got to drop some hot sauce on your first wing or cracker. Oh.
Is she going for the... Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I don't know if we get a close-up.
Ellie likes it hot. Okay, all right. That's a nice little douse. Nope. Pour it on there, Mark.
Wow.
Don't be shy.
It's fully drenched.
Yeah, Steven's checking it out. Okay. He might buy this when he gets home. There we go. That's how you
there
do
you go.
it.
Okay.
Matches the size of the hat.
Panelists, if you could take your first bite. Let's see. Initial take.
Thing's freaking sweet.
That's pretty good.
Spicy?
It's a little spicy.
A little spicy?
That's not sweet.
Okay, so the first question is, what's a Web3 technology or concept that you think is overhyped and why?
See, spicy.
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll give a pretty spicy answer.
Okay.
I'm going to say optimistic rollups because I think in the future, like, proving will become so fast, and it'll just be such a better experience, and ZK rollups have such a better, you can finalize a lot faster, et cetera. So maybe not too overhyped, but just a little bit overhyped. Optimistic rollups.
Okay, that's fair. That's a
You're
good
baiting
take.
me here. All right, I'll take the other end of that, sure. I'll say ZK rollups because in your preface you have to say in the future, but we can talk about what works today.
Boom.
What can I say? What about a permissionless node system so anybody can produce fraud proofs?
That's great. We have it. It's called Bolt.
Is it live?
Not yet, but it exists and it runs and you can turn it live. And the DAO can choose to open up permissions at any point, right? The DAO can't choose to make a ZK rollup system that's less performant, but it could choose to just remove a whitelist, right? That's not a technical barrier. That's a governance barrier.
All right.
Well, the hot sauces aren't that hot, but it is heating up on this stage.
Okay, I got one that I'm excited for. Non-yield-bearing stablecoins suck, and they deserve to die by the slow death of yield-bearing stablecoins.
I will take also the other side of that is that in some cases there are needs for non-yield-bearing stablecoins when regulation permits. But other than that, I do think the rent seekers have had their day and they're going to start losing market share very quickly.
I think all stablecoins are yield-bearing. Just question who gets that yield.
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go. Okay. Anything else to add, Nick?
Not the rent seekers. Ideally, like my view is that it should be the businesses, right? It's the people that are actually driving utility liquidity, building wonderful application experiences. Those are the people that should be capturing it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we are going to go on to the second hot sauce because that one was way too easy for you guys. So next we have Melinda's Original Habanero Garlic Pepper Sauce. And no one's had to take a drink of the water or the milk yet, so hopefully these start.
Who sourced the hot sauces?
Hudson. Where's Hudson?
Yeah, Hudson's hot sauce.
He's the hot sauce guy. Is he going?
That's how you know it's
Take
spicy.
a hint when it doesn't come out quickly.
We're learning as we go. Nice, Nick. Good douse. Notice
It looks like I'm putting a lot on, but I'm putting it next to it half the time.
Keep going. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, Steven's in an unfair position because it just captures all the hot sauce.
Yeah.
Ours, it just runs off.
Yeah. Yeah, this is hard to get out.
There you go.
I don't know why I'm trying so hard, but there you go.
Okay, now if everyone take a bite of your wing. See how spicy these are.
Interesting.
Interesting is the right way to describe that.
Interesting.
I kind of feel like that was less hot than the first one.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
Right?
I think so too.
I think we reversed them.
It's getting.
They're going to trick us.
It's getting
The next
less
one's going to be
hot.
the worst
Yeah.
one.
We're doing the opposite. Okay. Well, hopefully these next ones are hotter because you guys are all flying through these. Okay, next question. If you could make one rule for Web3 that everyone had to follow, what would it be?
I would say that you should stop naming things that end in coin.
Definitely can't debate that.
I would say hyping up chains that don't exist yet, like they have not hit mainnet. Like I feel like the main narratives have been chains that like do not exist for, technical reasons. But we'll see.
Like, dude, there's a bear.
Uh-oh, everyone's looking. Yeah, that's a good one. I would say broader than chains, just like things that don't exist. I feel like we
It
have
just happens to mostly be chains.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we have a tendency to hype up technology that doesn't yet exist. I should probably supposed to say something original. I got to think about that one. Sorry?
Mark, you got anything?
Vaporware, yes.
Thing was, what's the thing we need to stop hyping up? Is that what it was again? I'm forgetting now.
Oh, no, the question is if you could make one rule for Web3 that everyone had to follow.
One rule for Web3?
Yeah, just the industry.
I'll do another one. You can't use Twitter anymore, and everybody should move over to Farcaster.
Oh. What do we think about that, audience? Boo.
Okay, this is not spicy, but I would say that everyone would be forced to return to the days of 2021 where you cared about decentralization so much that you even tried to decentralize front ends instead of saying, let's centralize every single thing as much as we can.
I do also miss the days when Reddit was actually a good source for information in like 2016. Now it's just like a cesspool.
Yeah. Steven, any rule that you
I
would
don't know.
enact?
I'm blanking on this one. Yeah, give me a sec. Mark,
Okay.
say something intelligent.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Based sequencers.
Oh,
That was intelligent, right?
very intelligent as a words, but not as a concept.
I've almost thrown that one out there a few times as the thing that, like, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should stop talking. We should never mention base sequencing again. That'd be my rule.
Okay, what do we think about that, audience?
That's a hot take. I disagree.
Oh.
I mean, we can mention it, but like I think it doesn't work.
Ellie, do you want to respond?
I think that base sequencing is very flexible, actually, and it's way more flexible than people think.
We can love shared sequencers, but not based sequencing.
I'd say the same thing. They can still, base sequencing can be super duper flexible.
Okay.
The problem though is if someone doesn't keep their pre-confirmation, and then we kind of get into big trouble.
What is that?
I mean, there's technical issues if pre-confirmation isn't kept or is reorged out, and then that's where base, like it's a great concept in theory. I guess the hot take is, A, I don't think it works. But B is I think it's a way of L1 to recapture governance control of the innovation layer.
Dude, you just opened up Pandora's box on that one.
All right,
Should I
take it.
respond? So you said it's a way to recapture control. I don't actually agree with that
Influence,
much.
control, I don't know what the right word is, but yeah.
I don't agree. I mean, I think base rollups, they can essentially have the same incentives and everything as other rollups. They can have their own tokens. They don't have to give MEV to the L1. They can be completely separate.
I'm gonna like walk through that door that you opened and say, it is 100% the way for an L1 to rug everyone who has built on it, who should assume that it is permissionless and will remain open to everyone in the same way that it was before when they built on it, and that they should not close the doors on everyone who built on them. Yeah.
Fair point, but it's, I think Ethereum is pretty stable at this point.
All right.
All right, there's an extension. I got rugged. I think I'm not supposed to be speaking, so. All right. It's the hat, yeah. I don't think this one works either. I'll just keep yours. I think L2 governance actually works a lot better than L1 governance. How's that for a hot take?
Wait, what? I don't even understand the take.
Well, L2 governance happens on chain. L1 governance happens in rooms.
In Switzerland.
But it's social consensus, rough consensus. It's beautiful.
It's great. I just think L2 governance is better.
All right, I'm going to toss you guys another question, and then we're going to do another hot sauce. Which is more important to the industry's future, interoperability or decentralization? And explain why.
All right, that's a tough one, but I'm going to say interoperability because, yeah, we can get better decentralization than we have today, but like Ethereum's pretty good and it's pretty decentralized, but we have like terrible interoperability today. So like that is where we should focus our attention.
I don't want to like cop out, but it depends on what you're looking for, right? If you care about like the freedom to transact, and like, then you obviously want to max out on decentralization, right, and censorship resistance. But if you want like a really simple consumer experience for like a gaming application, then maybe interoperability is better. But I would have to say, gun to my head, decentralization, because that's like why I got interested in crypto in the first place.
Fair, fair.
I mean, I have to say the same for the exact reason that you just said. Like, decentralization is the thing that's always excited me about crypto. And so, like, the idea of not having decentralization in crypto is, like, scary to me. I mean, I can make the argument for interoperability. It makes sense that there's going to be some centralized stuff sometimes here and there, but, like, the decentralized stuff is just so much more exciting.
Yeah, I think decentralization for sure, and I think that's evident in the way that we build things. If we thought that that interoperability is more important, we would just not have any. We would just have interoperability, right? We could take AWS or any Web 2 system and scale it and have perfect interoperability. The only reason interoperability is something we're even talking about here today is because we prioritize decentralization to an extreme that it's created a bit more fragmentation than it would have otherwise.
And there are some crypto companies that do just take, Google Cloud or AWS and then say, oh, no, I'm still a decentralized solution. And that's not the case.
Hot take.
Yeah, not to name names.
Accurate take.
All right, we're gonna go on to the next hot sauce. This is Melinda's Original Habanero Extra Hot Pepper Sauce. So hopefully this is gonna turn up the heat a little bit more. None of our panelists have taken any sip of water or milk, so questionable on how hot these are. But it comes out slow, so that's when you know it's probably pretty hot.
Brave there. Leave some for us.
Wow, Mark, that's quite a bit.
It does scare me a little bit that that one's like just black.
Yeah, the black
I've never seen a black hot sauce before.
This one's Cocoa Ghost Hot Sauce, so. All right, you guys can go ahead and take a bite. Pretty hot? Anyone need to take a drink yet, or?
Yeah, no, it's getting there. It's
Yeah?
getting there.
That's a lot hotter.
What does it taste like?
This
Hot,
is actually like
that's
this
what
is
it
like a
tastes like.
good hot though. Like there's like the terrible tasting hot that's like why do
like
you
the next
exist
one?
hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the next one. This one's actually good.
Let's put it this way. If someone else would have taken a drink, I'd be taking a drink right now.
That's fair.
I did put up a poll to see who would be the first to take a sip of the water.
Oh, okay. No one yet, right? Okay. Well, feel free. Okay, this question is going to be, you can all answer it, but I am going to call out Mark and Steven. So, Mark, you've been quoted in a tweet, L3s are worse than L2s. Don't fall for marketing gimmicks that are selling inferior technology, or even worse, making disguised attempts to overthrow Ethereum down the road. Steven, you argue that layer 3s bring cost-effective onboarding to Ethereum, and you've been quoted in a tweet, why L3s? 1, 99% reduction to cost of onboarding. And 2, take the bus to Ethereum. There are fixed costs to posting updates/data to Ethereum. In an L2 with many transactions like Arbitrum 1, these fixed costs gets amortized away pretty quickly. So I'd like to pose the question, L3s, yay or nay? You can all answer, but there you go.
I guess you know our answers, but I guess to expand on that a little bit, I think yes, but I also think Arbitrum supports layer 2s, and Arbitrum supports layer 3s, and Arbitrum supports builders that don't want to build their own chains, that just want to build on a public chain with a public network. So for me, it's more about, I don't think that I would say L3s are better than L2s, and I don't think that I would say L2s are better than L3s. I think it really depends on what you're trying to build, who your users are, what your ability to get tier 1 exchange support for your chain, and the like. So I think it's a very nuanced answer. But if your question is, do I think that L3s are a worthy tool of being in the toolbox, my answer is definitely yes.
Okay, Mark?
It's so much better being mean online than in person.
You're such a nice guy.
I mean, in fairness, most of those tweets are like a Sunday when like my kids are jumping on me and I need a break and I'm probably like annoyed and I tweet that. So like,
Hey,
like,
it's on the internet, so.
Can we confirm that was Sunday? No, I'm just kidding.
But no, like my honest view on this is I think L3s are something that makes sense temporarily. And what I mean by that is like in this day and age right now, L3s actually do make sense. I think that one of the big reasons why we're spending so much time contributing to the ag layer is because we think that the ag layer can allow for like horizontal interoperability where you don't need to build anything that ends up having additional dependencies on top of it. And so every chain can be an L2 while having the benefits of what an L3 would provide, especially when you get like, proof aggregation, stuff like that lowers the cost. So I think L3s like, honestly like make sense in some instances right now. I think down the road, I don't think they will as much.
Okay. Ellie, Nick, do you guys have anything?
I don't really have a strong perspective. I think there do need to be, siloed chains, right? If you want to have just permissioned activities for specific functions, right? Like if you're operating within the banking system or payments and you want to have like a KYB gated area. I don't know what the difference is between an L2 or an L3 there. But yeah, there's definitely.
Basically, Nick's like, I don't care, take my stablecoin on any chain.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I agree with Steven. I think that it depends on your use case. And I think that for some use cases, they make a lot of sense.
Okay, fair. Okay, this next one is inspired by a tweet that I once had that's forever on the internet. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Kill one, fuck one, or marry one. DAOs, NFTs, and DEXs. And explain why.
Marry DEXs, because they're the best. Fuck DAOs, because they're okay. And then kill NFTs, because I just like don't really, I mean, NFTs are great for like, these other things, but like just the pictures themselves, I personally don't really see why I want an ugly profile picture of myself that cost like $2,000.
Stevens was much more expensive than $2,000. It's one of those monkeys.
Apes. Ape chain. Let's not get into that. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
It's the last time we fought online.
Yeah, I guess I'll say married exes because I think they create the most value out of all of them. Being able to permissionlessly
That was so
swap
sentimental.
assets. Yeah.
I know.
Kill. And this is a tough one. I'd have to say kill NFTs. They definitely have they're the least useful of all of them. And then, yeah, I guess you'd fuck DAOs.
Okay, there you go. Mark.
I guess the
Kill NFTs. Fuck DAOs because there's lots of fun.
I was just gonna say because there's sometimes good to have.
And marry DEXs.
I think I would agree with that last one, except for I wouldn't kill NFTs. It's just like if you're putting a gun to my head, like, all right.
Gun is to your head, so you have to do it.
I mean, well, I guess you're killing me or the NFTs. So take the monkey, not me. But I mean, I think like obviously they're all, in my opinion, very very critical. But on the order of things that we could do without or things that we absolutely could not do without, I guess NFTs would take the third slot, even though I think that they're an important cultural piece.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to ask another question, and then we'll do the last hot sauce. This one's going to jump more to stables, so kind of geared towards you, Nick. But with increasing scrutiny on stablecoins' reserve backing and transparency, what do you see as the most critical steps needed to build and maintain user trust? Is regulatory oversight the answer, or does the technology itself need to evolve? Obviously, we want all of you guys to weigh in here.
Yeah, I guess I can start. It depends on how you define stable, right? So, like, is it a structured product like Ethena, or is it a fiat collateralized asset like what we built with AUSD? I think the most important thing from a trust perspective is using institutional grade financial partners, right? So we use State Street, which is one of the largest custodian banks in the world. than have a large established asset manager managing the reserves, right? And so those are two very large, old, regulated financial services institutions that are backing our stable. And so I think that's how you actually build trust. There's obviously many other different ways, right? Like obviously, communicating directly with businesses, users, participating in DAO governance, being doxed, right? There's a lot of other things, but I think you have to start institutional grade from the beginning, and that's working with the largest and most sturdy financial partners, right? That's why USDC had that DPEG, is they were using regional banks, and those are not the best financial partners to be using.
Mark, you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to jump in. I think there's like a very important role to be played by like non-centralized stablecoins. Like I think that's something that we need to like recognize as well. Like there has to be money that is censorship resistant, that people kind of like recognize as money and stable. I fundamentally believe that in 10 to 15 years from now, we will have a cryptocurrency that is going to be stable without being a stable coin. And that's probably going to be Bitcoin, but we'll see what that looks like. Surprise take. But I think...
What's the price going to be, though?
Dude, Bitcoin's going to be $1 million Bitcoin. We know
Okay,
this already.
okay.
But no, I think like the important thing is until then, we need stablecoins that are decentralized but safe, right? And I think like Maker's done like a good job with this, like historically. I do think we need to like move away from like all of these other like more structured products. Like I think maybe hot take, like Athena, I think is like a disaster waiting to happen, like a massive disaster waiting to happen. Everything looks good until it's big enough. Everything does, right? And like let's just look at Terra Luna. Let's just look at Terra, right? Like it looked fine until it was big enough. I think Athena's different, right? Like you can get tons of liquidity on centralized exchanges until you're big enough that there isn't enough liquidity. And so I think we need to like really start being like very careful with those products. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think decentralized stablecoins are really important, but it's like sort of like any debate within crypto is like how decentralized actually are some of them. I think DAI is very decentralized, and then there's others that really just like wrap centralized assets. And if the issuer is like, okay, you just committed a crime, I'm gonna freeze this, like, were you decentralized? No, you were just, sort of masking it. I think they also can serve a purpose that centralized players can't. Whether it's through their structuring or not, but I do think that having them go beyond being niche products is a little bit dangerous, and embedding them in user experiences as if they're safe can pose real challenges, and we saw that with Terra. So I think a lot of people don't want to go anywhere near that road again, which is good.
As before, I guess I think everything has its place, and there are, similar to what the others said, uses for both. But the other thing I'll say is, I think the proliferation of different centralized stablecoins, which we're seeing a lot of, is itself a form of decentralization. The fact that you have not just one dominant centralized stablecoin, but many different ones with maybe different jurisdictions, different baskets, different operators, different regulatory environment is itself a form of decentralization, because if something happens to one of them, it's not like, okay, the whole ecosystem is dependent. I don't think we're there yet today. I think there are obviously very dominant ones, but that's a way to get to decentralization with more centralization, if you will.
I pretty much agree with everybody. I guess going back to the original question, is there any technical improvements that we need to make for stablecoins? I can't think of anything that is very specific just to stablecoins, but I do think that having better interoperability and having faster finality and all of those things will help, of course.
Yeah, there's two things I'd point out there that is more like a stablecoin nerd answer. Is one, like actually having direct integration with the banking system 24/7. So most banks don't move money 24/7. That's one of the big issues. So working with a bank that does have 24/7 payment capabilities is important. And then something interesting that we did, at least with EVM ecosystems, is because we're a newer stable to the market, we actually could use the latest standards. And so we're over 25% cheaper to transact with on EVM than USDC and USDT, because they have a lot of old code. So that's, I guess, on the technical side, you can improve. It's mostly EVM, but that's it.
Awesome, good answers. Okay, we are gonna go to our last
Scary looking.
hot sauce, the Cocoa Ghost hot sauce. So I'm gonna there you go.
All right, I'm gonna
the
put my
gloves are
glove
going on, which is smart. No one has even touched their water or their milk yet, but I'm hoping this is the one that.
Looks like Ellie knows something I don't know.
Not taking any
It's
chances.
the type of the hot sauce that burns your skin. I don't know if you ever had that. Like when you've eaten hot sauce that's got on your face and it like burns your skin.
I'm very nervous right now.
It's a good amount. Yeah. Oh,
brave.
Wow. Mark just douses it on.
It's a test.
Oh!
Okay, we're in. In Arbitrum, we go all in.
Okay. All right. All right, everyone, take a bite of your wing.
Oh.
It's dripping off.
It's still so much.
It's like the slow burn kind, because it's coming.
It's the aftertaste burn, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that bad. All right, let's go do more.
This one actually tastes.
Okay, so
I just think no one wants to be the first one to drink the water.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
It was still burning, or
Yeah.
is
Burning.
it simmering? Okay, so you guys
It's
are all
getting
just being
progressively
tough.
worse.
Wow, I'm impressed. No water, no milk.
I'm just going to point out that Diana had claimed that she was going to also be eating this, and she hasn't been, which seems totally unfair to me.
Hey, they didn't
Steven,
put
give
the
her one of
wings
the
in front of me,
crackers.
so
Come on.
I didn't ask
Give her one
questions.
of the crackers with the.
Here, by all means, here, I got you. I don't know if you would want to start with that one. Let's give you a clean one. This actually is
Okay, I
progressively
felt-
getting worse in my
No,
throat.
it's definitely getting way worse.
Like there's a fire raging right now in the back of my throat. Woo! It comes like mine's like
I didn't
starting
get the
to-
warm-up round, so
I feel like also I'm swelling up a little bit. Like
Every time I swallow, it gets a little bit worse.
yeah, it's kicking in.
All right, who's gonna do the milk first?
Woo, that is hot. But I don't have a water, so we're just gonna go with this. Okay, so these next questions are gonna be individual questions, and if you've seen the Hot Ones YouTube show, you'll know that they do a lot of research on the person they're interviewing. So this is kind of that attempt. So I'll start with you, Stephen. In 2014, before Ethereum even launched, your co-founder, Ed Felton, was working with a group of undergrads at Princeton on a project that would eventually become Arbitrum. At what point did you personally get the spark that Arbitrum could be something big, something that goes beyond academia?
This is getting really bad, by the way. Great question. So yeah, I was actually in that class doing a different project on a threshold ECDSA wallet MPC for like securing digital assets. But I was interested in the project just like as a bystander. As you talk, by the way, it gets worse. Just so I'm going to make this brief. Anyway, Ed went off to the White House for the last 2 years of the Obama administration, and he was the he had a title. We don't need to say that now because I don't need to speak more. Anyway, he came back to Princeton in 2017, and that's when myself and Harry went to Ed's office and said, hey, we should build that. And the thing is, at that point, Ethereum did exist, and we thought we were starting to see like real like need for scale. It was like the CryptoKitties era, if you will, which again, in retrospect, wasn't that bad, but like we started to really see the need. And in all my previous academic work, I was more like building on the periphery of blockchain, so securing digital assets and like analyzing via blockchain analysis tools. But I really wanted to get into building something, and this seemed like the thing we needed. So here I am, like 8 years after or 9 years after that meeting, and still building it and still making it better.
Awesome. How's everyone else feeling with the hot sauce? Pretty good?
I'm like literally actually sweating now.
Yeah, it's burning. It's burning.
Face palms. Okay, Mark, this one's for you. Unfortunately, when I was searching on the internet, it's hard to find any real dirt on you. So
Mark was our lawyer actually before. That's a true story.
That was going to be my answer to the question that I know is coming. So you just ruined it.
Sorry. Take another bite.
It is related to you being a lawyer. So you've worked in law before jumping into Web3. Is there a case or client from your legal days that you think, wow, it does get worse when you talk, that you think about and wonder how it would have played out differently in today's blockchain environment?
I mean, the joke that he ruined was, it wasn't a joke. Like, I actually was his lawyer, well, Arbitrum's lawyer, back in the day. It was a very fun time. Sandeep was telling Stephen this the other day, that I tell Sandeep all the time, I'm like, the Arbitrum folks are actually really nice folks. I used to work with them. I like them a lot. So good peeps over here. No, I think I'm to be blamed for things like Compound and Uniswap tokens and airdrops and everything that looks like that. And I would say that those may or may not look very different had the regulatory landscape looked different at that time.
Fair. Okay, Nick, this one's for you. So I think you played competitive squash at UVA. You did? Okay, great. Which is all about fast decision making and agility. Squash requires not just speed, but also strategic thinking and reading your opponent. How do you apply that same mindset to the competitive landscape of stablecoins where you're up against established players like USDC and Tether?
Yeah, so I think we're approaching the world from a much more positive sum perspective. So, our two, the largest players in the space, don't really interact with anyone and have had a long history of not being good fiat coin partners to other people in one way or another, whether it's just like not interacting with businesses at all or having a single partner like Coinbase who you share the majority of the revenue to. And so for us, it was coming at this with a model that we think made sense across different businesses. So whether you're a payment company, a DApp, an exchange, you can join our economic network and make the majority of the income from the underlying stable on your platform. And in that way, you have unified liquidity and utility across all of crypto and all these applications, whether they're centralized or decentralized. And all that we're trying to do is just build liquidity, build compliance, tech, and further BD. And so we had the benefit of sort of looking at their mistakes and saying, okay, in an ideal world, what does this look like, right? Where you need to be compliant, right? You can't be just paying non-KYC people all the time. And so that's what we've built, and that's, I guess, how I applied it.
Awesome. Okay, this one's for you, Ellie. So I know that you're into gaming, often playing games such as Death Stranding or OSRS. Do you ever feel that what you're building at Espresso has parallels to gaming in terms of incentives, progression, and even making complex systems enjoyable for users?
So I don't particularly have that thought, but if people are familiar with old school RuneScape, I do think it would make the best game on the blockchain because it has a very large economic aspect to it. I guess in comparison, I think that's the tricky thing about crypto is that, like in a video game, you can continually make progress and you see yourself making progress. In crypto, progress is very difficult and you end up going a step backwards, and you also don't have control of your own progress because you need buy-in from a lot of people in the ecosystem to make a certain change. So in that way, I think it's very different.
Okay, awesome. Well, we are going to wrap it up. No one's taking a drink from the water or
at our own peril
or the milk. So I have one last question. So I'd really love it if you all took one more bite of that ghost pepper sauce.
Dude, let's
If
do
you
it.
if you still have some on your
I don't have any
tray.
Right when I thought it was kind of starting to cool down just a little bit.
Same.
You guys good? No one's going for the water yet.
It's coming later, but good for now.
Okay, wow, impressed with this panel. This last question is really just your time to talk a little bit about your company or project. So what is something that you are excited about when it comes to your company or project and the areas within your ecosystem? Anything that you want to kind of talk about to tell the audience that's watching, online or here live in Bangkok? Now's your time to tell the world.
Okay, I'll go first. So Espresso is working on interoperability and composability specifically. And I think that what we're doing is we're designing this future where things are actually very composable. Like you can literally depend on the state of one rollup in the state transition function of another rollup. And this is a much stronger version of composability than, just a promise or an intent. Although each one has their place. But I think this is super, super exciting because it's such a challenging issue. Like having synchronous composability between L2s, let alone between the L2 and the L1, is like such a difficult problem. But honestly, it's so fun to work on.
That's awesome. I can tell you're excited about it. Nick,
Yeah, I would say recently, we passed some of the large established centralized fiat coins in terms of volume. So now we're now in the top 5 of centralized stable coins in terms of volume within 3 months of launch. But I think the thing I'm most excited about is that AUSD is going to be the ag stable. So
Whoa.
that is a formal announcement.
And what does that mean?
It means that AUSD will be deploying to the ag layer and has been chosen to be the primary stablecoin on the ag layer. So all liquidity of the ag layer will get funneled to AUSD and will hopefully create some really good experiences for users and applications by having one single stable that drives the ag layer.
Crazy thing is, every chain that connects to the ag layer now has a stable coin, and an amazing stable coin that is reliable and yield bearing.
Yep, institutional grade and delivering the economic value back to the whole ecosystem. So it's great.
It's huge. Mark, do you have anything to add to that or anything else that you're excited about?
I'm just so excited by that. I don't have anything else to say other than I'm very excited by that.
That's fair. Awesome. Steven, what about you guys at Off-Chain and Arbitrum?
The thing I'm most excited about that we're doing currently, we recently shipped on mainnet something called Arbitrum Stylus, which gives smart contract developers a new set of tools that has the ability to write smart contracts in more traditional programming languages like Rust and C, alongside interoperable with the EVM. So I think it opens up a lot of new avenues, one for developers that know those languages, 2 for developers that want to access code and libraries written in those languages, but also developers that are just looking for higher throughput, lower cost options because it's a lot cheaper to write things in these languages. So that's what I'm super excited about. But obviously, Arbitrum ecosystem, is very, we're at the infrastructure layer, but we'd be nothing without great interop partners like Espresso and stablecoins. Looking forward to you guys coming to Arbitrum chains as well. And of course, always fantastic to work with the Polygon team.
Awesome. Well, that's all the time we have here on the Literally Hot Ones panel. All the panelists didn't even touch their water, their milk. They are champs. So let's give them a hand for our panelists. Okay.
Diana, that was great. Thank you so much for leading that one. Thank you, guys. So we're coming to a close. I wanted to invite everybody that worked on Aggregation Summit up to the stage. I see you out there. Leon, Skylar, come on up. Get up here. Come on. Will. Maddie, you were up here too. Come on up here. Victor. Yeah, I just want to kind of showcase, it took a whole village to put this on, and I'm just really excited that we're all able to execute this. I know Chloe ran off. Diana, come back up here. This is kind of just a free-for-all. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that came. Gotham, we had a bunch of people working on this project, and we wanted to do something really great for you. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it as much as we love doing it. Meet, get on up here. But that's all I have to say, really. Thank you so much. We're gonna have a party here at 6:30. We've got a bunch of sick DJs. Refraction is here. So head back over, grab some food, and we're gonna flip this place and turn it into a party. Free drinks. Invite your friends. We just want to celebrate what a lovely 2 days we've had you here. So, thank you, everybody. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, let's take a selfie.
Who wants to take a photo?
I'll just do a selfie.
Yeah, we have a